We are live,
We are live, and I think I've already shared this out, dude.
dude.
Did I? I think so. There it is.
Let's see. I don't see that you did. I'm not saying that you didn't, but I don't see that you did.
I pressed share.
There is Mark Rodriguez is in the house. What's going on, Mark Rodriguez? How you doing, brother? Oh, there. Now it popped up. Glenn Morshower shared your video. Sweet.
Okay. It's doing this thing again, Ken, where I need to have you share it to the group.
Okay.
I don't know why it does that.
We have Cat Hill, Sophia, Lynn Serrano.
It'll be a matter of time before most of North America will be here. You mark my words.
Only if we could get everybody on here to share this out. Share it. You know where they really should share it is not the Grow Live group, because we're already live in the Grow Live group.
Yeah.
But sharing this into groups is where we would get a massive audience if anybody was brave enough to start sharing it into some private groups or some groups, just groups.
Kat gave you a dude. Like, dude. Yeah. Like, dude, you're here.
We are here.
I think that's what that particular dude means.
Okay.
And even Corey Calvin said, hi, dudes.
Wow. What's up, Corey Calvin? I am on a search right now for the video. You would like me to share this into your acting
please
the acting school pages.
Absolutely.
Share to a group. Mark said, watched Money. Well, you read that while I share this out.
Mark apparently watched Moneyball.
Okay.
And I guess didn't know that I did that film, and all of a sudden I popped up.
Oh, wow.
In the scouting room with Brad Pitt. Brad was a nice guy, as was, I had worked with some of the other guys in there before. I used to play a poker game with Philip Seymour Hoffman, but it was the first time we'd known each other for years, first time we'd actually worked together, which was
wow.
Which was nice. That was a tragic loss for our world. You know, Philip had a tremendous amount of talent.
Yeah.
And sure hated to see him go. But you know what? Here's the deal. When are we going to figure it out, Ken?
Figure what out?
This is where you played your part. I was just going to tell you, this is when you say figure what out, Glenn.
I did.
You played.
I'm not an amateur,
that, baby.
I am not an amateur,
baby. You're just picking up cues right and left. No, that part where, and I'm not trying to get all melancholy and heavy or anything, but that part where we really do grasp fully. It's something I think about every day and have since I was a teenager. The temporary nature of life, that we're all just these wonderful miracles that are passing through. And seize the day.
Carpe diem.
Make your connections. Be nice. Just be nice, be kind, be helpful, be engaging. I think the Boy Scouts had it down when they said a scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Wow.
Dude,
I remember
that.
I was a scout, and it mattered.
So was I, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, well, I value those things. I've always valued those things, and what I really do value is every time I look at someone, I'm reminded that not only are they a work in progress, but they are here for a brief visit.
Right.
And even if that brief visit is 100 years, when you think in terms of eternity, 100 years is a blip on a radar screen. It's nothing. As we say down here in the South, it's a pimple on a gnat's ass.
It is.
Right. So even the long plan is still a pimple on a gnat's ass. So
yeah.
Why are we doing such a terrible job? I'm going to float this out there. Why are we doing such a terrible job as a world with regard to practicing the art of oneness, the absence of division. Why are we still acting like the species is new? And we just don't get it. We just don't get it. We can't seem to figure this thing out. You know, we've only been down here thousands and thousands of years. We're just going to need some more time to diagnose and assess the situation.
Right.
When are we going to learn? It's really not that complicated. So you go out and you love, and then what? Answer? Nothing. That's it. You just love. Just love. Those are your instructions, kids. Just go love.
Well, you gotta have more. There's more to it.
No,
than that.
but what I'm saying, here's the deal. What I'm saying is when you do that, when you obey that command, is just go love. What happens, in my view, Ken, is that everything else falls into place, meaning that if you have prioritized your life in the spirit of love, all the other things will fall into place. I don't mean that someone's going to do the work for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you practice that, all of the other awarenesses, urges, energy levels, all of the things, disciplines, all of those will come into play, and you will know exactly what to do and when to do it, and you will take action on it.
Right.
If you are correctly prioritized. I think it all comes down to a healthy prioritization of what your whole experience of dancing on this mysterious blue ball even includes. If love is your priority, you're going to do just fine.
Well, that's.
Did you want to go ahead and dismiss class now?
I think so. Yeah, we're good. So thank you, everybody who shared this out.
Thanks for stopping by, Glenn.
Spent all this time with us, all 7.5 minutes. That's a wrap.
Well, I mean, wasn't that the song? All we need is love. Love, 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 love. All we need is love. Love. Love is all you need. I mean, that's, you know.
But have you ever tried to pay, like, if you call.
I know you can't pay your rent with love. I know that.
And say, hey, Dallas Electric or whatever it's called. So we're running a little short on funds this month, but I would like to go ahead.
Hey, is there any chance I can pay y'all with love? Hey, let me ask you something. Is there a chance you can leave the water and electricity running this month just on love? Hello. Hello.
Right. So there's more. I agree with you, man. We got to love each other. I agree with you. What do you always say? And but or and also or something like that.
Yes, and. So yes, I agree with you. And there's more to the story.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
There's more. Wait, there's more.
So I think that we may have a planet filled with 7.5-ish billion people that may already subscribe to the fact that all you need is love. Now, that was a wonderful song, and in theory, it's a great principle. However, but yes, and however you want to put it, there needs to be certain levels of action.
Yes, which brings us to tonight's chosen topic, brought to you by the great Ken Walls. You have the topic tonight, Ken.
Both of us, dude.
Tell us what our topic is.
How to get direction in your life. How to get your doo-doo, or no, what did you call it? Poo-poo.
Feces. I called it feces. If you're someone who's under the misguided impression that your feces does not have aroma.
But it's a matter of getting your that saying, it's time for you to get your together.
Yeah.
Your feces.
Yeah, to get your poop together.
But who does that? I just off topic for a second, a little. Who does that? Why would you ever want to get it to that like in the literal sense.
Yeah,
Why would you ever
and
wanna
also presupposes that it's broken into at least two pieces.
right.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's already together.
Look, pooping.
What if you spend your whole life only pooping in one piece, and yet your life is miserably disassembled?
Oh my God. So, so
Yeah, it's my poop. Hey, there's a great name for a song. You ready? My poop is fine. My life is in shambles.
oh my
I'll tell you what, I would buy that song. My poop is just fine. It's my life that's in shambles.
Hey, real quick, off topic. Somebody wants to know where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did
There's
it go?
Tammy Storm. Hey, Tammy, did you make it back to Kansas okay?
Who is Facebook user? Is that Doug Wing? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's Wing.
Don't know.
Where is
I know that Nate Martin just informed us that constipated people don't give a shit. Well done, Nate.
very well played.
Very well played.
Somebody
By the way,
asked,
Ken,
yeah.
I would like to remind everyone tonight that there are only three kinds of people: those who can count and those who can't.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, that is so funny. Wow. Somebody asked if you, and I put it up on screen, if you'd ever worked with James Gandolfini.
I never did. And
nope.
Unfortunately missed the train on James because he's gone to the other side now as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I see my buddy Josh Anderson's watching. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Love that dude. Man.
Did you see Corey Calvin's response? He said, "Wait a sec. What's the third?" It's like the old thing about sincerity. Have I talked to you about sincerity?
No.
You know, in Hollywood, the saying is it all comes down to sincerity. And once you've learned to fake that, you've got it made. It's one of my favorite Hollywood sayings.
Is that really a Hollywood saying?
It really is. Yeah. They say it all comes down to sincerity. And once you've learned to fake that, you've got it made.
So it doesn't sound like there's much of a difference between
hello, Sandy Archer.
Between being a politician and being in Hollywood.
No, it's really the same thing.
And I just said that because I saw Kevin Bacon's watching.
Yeah, in the politician realm, they dress a little fancier. That's it. You know, you're not likely to see one of our presidential candidates in a t-shirt like I am tonight.
That's quite possibly true.
But I'd like to give a little plug tonight for GEM Studios, Delaware's premier professional acting school.
Here, do it again. Do it again. I gave you full screen.
And that is run by my dear friend Lee Irving. So I'm sporting the shirt. Lee and I have been friends for many, many years, and he used to train with me in Dallas, and he moved back to his home state of Delaware and opened his own school. And I have been out to his school many times and have spoken at his school a number of times. So that's kind of cool.
In Delaware?
In Delaware.
Wow.
In a little town called Newark, Delaware. It looks like Newark, like Jersey, but it is not pronounced Newark. So you have to be a local to know that Newark, when in Delaware, is pronounced Newark, Delaware, and the university is there.
Newark,
beautiful. Newark, Delaware. It's a beautiful little town.
It's Newark. That's what they call it. That's
Newark.
how they pronounce it.
Yes, Newark, Delaware.
Wow. You know, in in outside of Charleston, West Virginia, there's a
Mhm.
town that everywhere else would be called Hurricane, West
Mhm.
Virginia.
Yes.
And in West Virginia, they do not refer to it as hurricane. They refer to it as hurricane.
Hurricane.
Hurricane. Hurricane, West Virginia. Hey, where are
Yeah.
you from? Hurricane? Really? They
Hmm.
almost say it in one syllable. It's
Really?
impressive. It's impressive.
I'm pretty sure that's where the phrase blow me originated. In Hurricane.
Oh,
I mean,
there
if it
went
had
half our audience. Bye.
if it had to originate somewhere, it must have been in Hurricane.
Oh my God.
Hey, here's another
Wow.
one for unique pronunciation. And
That's JMO. That's Jen Moran right there. She's using her husband's account because Facebook has blocked her from being able to make comments anywhere.
so Tammy Storm will appreciate this. Tammy, who's in Kansas, because that's her home,
Yeah.
was in Dallas, Texas today. And so we gathered in a restaurant. And so I'll see if she knows this about her home state of Kansas.
Okay.
But there is a city that when you look at it, what it says is Arkansas City, only it's pronounced Arkansas City.
It is?
Arkansas City. Look it up on the map. Arkansas City, Kansas. Well, it makes sense because it would be really weird if it were called Arkansas City, Kansas.
Kevin points out, makes a good point. In Ohio, we have a little town called it's
Lancaster.
like Lancaster, but
Yeah,
they
Lancaster.
call it Lancaster. And Newark here is they say Nurk.
And Louisville is Louisville, right?
Louisville.
It's not Louisville and it's not Louisville, it's Louisville.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So Curtis is with us. Hey, I want to show hold it. Why am I not in split screen mode? So I want to show
See,
the
here's
video.
Sandy Archer saying, yes, it's Arkansas. Yep, I'm in Kansas. It's pronounced Arkansas City.
Arkansas.
Yep.
Not Arkansas.
Nope, not Arkansas.
That's a town name, Arkansas.
Arkansas City. Look it up. Let's play. Hey, Ken, show it to him on a map.
Arkansas, Kansas.
Here, Curtis will tell you. Yeah, Arkansas City.
He said we call it Ark City.
Ark City.
Arkansas.
Yeah, it's right near Bartlesville. It's just north of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I'm going from memory. I visited there years and years ago.
You said it's just north of what?
Bartlesville, Oklahoma. In northern Oklahoma, the southernmost city right up above it is Arkansas City.
Well, there's a casino, Native Lights Casino, right there.
Where? In
Right,
Bartlesville?
almost on the state line. Hold
in
on,
Oklahoma, though, right?
Huh?
In Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they have gaming in Kansas or not.
Let me share that. Come on.
By the way, I happen to know one of my random pieces of information is I happen to know the Bartlesville High School cheer.
That's incredibly random.
Would you like to hear it?
Do I? Are your kids all in bed?
I think you do. No, it's harmless. It's just the old Bartlesville High School cheer. It goes
Okay.
like this. Soda in water makes us fierce. You're from Bartlesville, where we is. And then there's also this one. Smike us, pike us, everybody likes us. We are the gang from Bartlesville High.
Oh my God.
Soda in water makes us fierce.
Wow.
We're from Bartlesville, where you is.
Wow. Okay, so back to the map.
Are you looking at Bartlesville?
No, I'm looking at Arkansas.
You're
asked me
looking
to
at
look up-
Arkansas City.
I'm looking at Arkansas.
Yeah, so see how right there.
I
the
don't see
state line?
Bartlesville.
You go further south, you will.
Ain't no Bartlesville up there. I'm telling
Ponca
you.
City.
Yeah.
There's Ponca City.
Yeah. That.
I guess you got to go
that's
further
not
south to get to Bartlesville.
Just saying, still not Bartlesville. Where's Bartlesville, y'all? Does anybody know where Bartlesville is?
Well,
I don't see it.
Probably have to enter Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
There's well, you said it's just south.
Go up above Tulsa and see if you can find it right there. There it is to your right. It's on the right edge of the screen.
That's
right
Barnesdall.
there.
Oh, there it is, way over there.
Yeah, Bartlesville.
Well, that's southeast.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just above Tulsa.
Yep.
Wow.
And you know what they say when you see people in Bartlesville?
What?
Hey. Hey. You see that all over the South. Hey. Hey, man. Hey.
So
I love that.
This so the topic
Ernest
is
Odell just chimed in. He's playing geography with us.
Bartlesville is northwest of Tulsa. Yep.
And
Actually,
here's another thing they say other than hey.
it's actually north.
You want to hear the other thing they say? Yeah, it's straight north of Tulsa.
It's literally, I mean, almost straight as an arrow north.
Yeah. So you want to hear the other thing they say?
What?
You make an observation, a meteorological observation, like, man, it sure is windy here in Bartlesville. And they go, yep.
That's it.
I love that.
That's
go,
it.
Man, that's the biggest damn oak tree I believe I've ever seen. And they go, yep.
Hey,
Is
Nate
this,
has a question.
Tell me, is this your only Sonic drive-in you have in Bartlesville? Yep.
Did you ever
is the answer to a lot of things.
Did you ever act with that one guy in that one movie?
Which guy is he referring to?
don't.
Nate, who are you talking about?
Oh, so Weldon Whitehurst is bringing up Waldo, Ohio. And when you come up here, Glenn, I'm going to take you to a place in Waldo, Ohio, which happens
Where
to
is
be,
Waldo?
Right. Where in the world is it? So
yes, where's Waldo?
Waldo is about 7 minutes from my house. And Waldo, it takes about 40 seconds to get all the way through Waldo, just so you know. Well, no, you got to stop at the stop sign. So probably 45 seconds because you can, in Waldo, you can kind of do a rolling stop. You don't have to actually stop. They don't really monitor it in Waldo.
But if you don't stop, you'll miss Waldo.
Kinda.
Right?
It's
so
like,
if you have a rolling stop, you'll miss their town.
Kinda, yes.
That might be why it started being a traffic violation.
Well, there is this restaurant. It's literally world famous, and Weldon brought it up. And see, Kevin Bacon, who's from Ohio here with me, like he knows Waldo. There's a restaurant called the GNR, like Guns N' Roses, like our buddy Craig, right?
Yes.
The GNR restaurant has the most world famous fried bologna sandwich. It's incredible.
You know what's weird? Sometimes it gets uncanny in life. Here's what actually happened. We've now had our buddy Kevin Bacon talk to us about a bologna sandwich. And just earlier today, my friend Joe Bologna talked to me about a BLT.
Nuh-uh.
Same day.
You're lying.
Same day.
You are not telling the truth.
I mean, that's crazy, man.
That's just crazy.
You're so.
That's just cray cray right there. That's what that is. That's cray cray.
That is. Oh, look, Jen is able to comment. She was trying to comment in the group. That's right. She has been sentenced by Facebook. She's not allowed to comment in any groups right now. She's
in Facebook jail.
Well, Facebook group jail. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's terrible. Terrible. Oh, hold it. Kevin had a question. I need to pop it up on the screen.
You know what people say when people ask if Jen's in Facebook group jail up in Bartlesville? Yep.
Look, question. JD Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy, apparently got picked up by Ron. I don't know. What is that?
By Ron Howard, the director.
Yeah, and it's going to
run on Netflix. I have met JD many times for your information, and I have asked him about this. Do you have any insight on this show, who the actors are? Well, I'm going to go once again with one of the familiar Bartlesville answers, and that would be no.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know about that.
Wow.
I really don't. I truly don't. Sorry.
I cannot comment on any of your Facebook feeds. Well, that's terrible.
Jennifer's hilarious. She says, I was in Leavenworth. They just transferred me to Huntsville.
She's funny.
Jennifer, you're too funny, darling. And since you're a Texas gal and I'm a Texas guy, I get the Huntsville reference.
Oh, and let's just talk about that since we're not talking about the actual topic of the show.
Which at some point we'll get back to, I feel.
So she lives in Houston, Texas, and there actually is a town in Ohio spelled exactly the same.
And they pronounce it Houston.
It is.
Just like Houston Street in Greenwich Village.
I happened across this town, and I stopped at a gas station, went in to get a candy bar or something many years ago, and I said, I can't believe I'm in Houston, Ohio. And the dude's like, no, you're not. I said, yeah, I saw the sign. He's like, it's not Houston, it's Houston. I went, oh. Well, you do know that there's a bigger town in Texas. He didn't want to hear it.
Houston. Yeah, but seriously, if you go to New York City and you're in Greenwich Village, you'll come across Houston Street. It's a very well-known street in a section of New York that by all rights should be pronounced Greenwich.
Right.
It's pronounced Greenwich. So you kind of have to know the rules of speaking for life to make any sense at all.
Do you know Ken Elegy?
No, I don't.
Is he an actor? Did I miss that?
Speaking of Orange Go Stros, did the Astros make it to the World Series tonight? They must have.
Oh, really?
I'm going to check it out. Did the Houston Astros win tonight?
The Astros are trailing the Rays 3-0 in the bottom of the sixth.
Oh, no, they're losing 3-0 in Game 7.
Oh, Lord.
Of the ALCS. What was the
good.
score of the Los Angeles Dodgers game?
The Dodgers eked out a win over the Braves in Game 6.
Wow. Wow, that's exciting. The Dodgers eked out a win over the Braves, which takes that game to 7. That was Game 6 tonight. So,
oh, look. that's how
pretty exciting.
That's how she ended up in Facebook jail. She shared a news interview from the Daily Caller with Rudy Giuliani, you know that guy.
Yeah, Giuliani.
About big tech censorship, and they put her in Facebook jail for that.
You got to stop eating popsicles before we go live, dude, because it makes your tongue.
I know.
It makes your tongue go crazy. It's tough to articulate.
I know.
Popsicle.
So let's talk about our topic What's our topic again?
You're the
Oh,
one that chose it.
how to get direction in
How
your
to
life.
take action.
How to get direction.
Like I said, how to get direction.
How Oh my god.
By the way, don't ever ask a Southerner for directions. Ever. Because here's what they do. Okay. You see it. You're going to keep on going down Main Street, okay? And it's going to be about, I don't know, maybe 4 miles. And then you're going to see a big oak tree on your left. And you go, yes. And they go,
dude, that's
listen,
that's West Virginia. That's how.
no, but wait a minute. Here's what I love. They go,
kidding.
you go till you see a big oak tree on your left. And you go, yes. And they go, don't turn there.
Right.
So why did you just tell me what not to do as though I routinely turn whenever I see an oak tree?
Dude, I am not kidding. When I lived in West Virginia for 5 years, and we used to send installers out to put these satellite dishes in for customers, and they would literally say, and then you're going to come to a fork in the road. You're going and you're going to see there's going to be a church and a big rock sitting out there in the middle. Right. Now there's no stop sign, so you got to be careful. Now you just want to take the fork to the right, and then you come up the holler. And I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, here's the deal. You're going to get to a fork in the road, which does not mean it's time to eat. Okay? I'm just letting you know. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then they'll give you additional information that you don't need to know about and you don't care to know about. They'll go, now, after you don't turn at the tree, then go down about another 2 blocks till you see Johnny's hardware store on the right-hand side. And I'm going to tell you what, that Johnny is a butthole. He has spent so much time in jail. He's done every one of his relatives wrong. And you're going, could you just tell me how to get to Starbucks and save the story about Johnny and his jail time?
Here, Nate wants to challenge you.
Does it say challenge Glenn? I don't see that up there. I love how you conveniently aimed that at me.
Well, it's because you were making fun of me and my inability to enunciate.
All right, ready? Irish wristwatch 5 times fast. There, I just did it.
What's that one thing that you do in the warm-up? You
ready? I'm going to do the warm-up. This is for everybody to enjoy. And this is called a vocal warm-up. This is how we wake up our mouths.
2, 1, action.
Trinidad and the big Mississippi and the town Honolulu and Lake Titicaca. The Popocatépetl is not in Canada, but rather Mexico. Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee. Yes. Tibet. Nagasaki, Yokohama. 3, 4. What to do today at a minute or two till 2. A thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do. The beat it to 2 at 20 to 2 with the rat-a-tat-a-tat-a to 2, and the dragon will come when he hears the drum at a minute or two till 2 today at a minute or 2 till 2. Bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, sa, bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, bebop, bebop-tee-tee-tee, sa, aluminum linoleum, toy boat, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, synonym, woo war, unique New York, woo war, whoa, wow, woo war, whoa, wow, woo war, whoa, wow, woo war, whoa, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is unbelievable. Every time I hear you do that, it's just like, holy, how do you ever remember all? How do you remember all that?
That's a daily vocal warm up, and I do that in my dressing room. Trinidad and the big Mississippi and the town Honolulu and Lake Titicaca. The Popocatépetl is not in Canada, but rather Mexico. Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee, Canada Malago Remedy Brennessee. Yes. Tibet. Nagasaki, Yokohama. Right, and then all of a sudden, when you're done with that, you bounce into the hair and makeup trailer and go, "Good morning, everyone." Who needs coffee?
Wow.
Look at Weldon Whitehurst.
I see.
See, what is it with society that you have a little fun and someone assumes that it means something's wrong with you?
That you're mentally ill in some way.
Just having harmless fun on
But
a Saturday night.
Here's the thing, like that is, and I agree with Nate Martin, that is absolutely mind-blowingly impressive.
Well, then if you like
And-
that, you'll especially like this one.
You have another one?
Sint mihi dea corontis property valiat numen triplex Ihove. Ignior reoctasi spiritus solveti orientis princeps Beelzebub inferni ardentis monarcha et demagorgon. Propertimus vos utaperiat et surgat Mephistopheles kid tu moraris. Per Ihovam Gehenam et consecratum acamcam nunc spargo signumque crucis cog nunc fossuat pavuta nostra ipse nunc surgat nobis dicatus. There you go.
And you just said I had Chick-fil-A for dinner.
That's I said Chick-fil-A and a lime shake.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fun.
dude.
It's fun
Look,
when you go through a drive-through and recite Latin like that, and they're like, "Huh? Huh? What'd you say?"
dude,
Huh?
that is so funny. Oh my God.
Kevin, you're right. It was Latin.
Yeah. Wow, that's
It was
amazing. It was Latin. So
We work hard, Ken. We work hard in life to make it look easy.
well, I have a question. and
8
I
inches.
think this is a question that everybody in the audience, this has nothing to do with our topic. We are going to get to that, I promise.
I just answered your question.
What?
8 inches.
Right, I knew that.
I was 8 inches from the goal line when I fumbled the football during the state championship.
You told me that.
As I was
literally
leaving
gonna-
the field, the coach looked at me and said, "Son, to get to be a bigger idiot, you'd have to put on weight.
You have to what?
You'd have to put on weight."
So here's my question. When you go, like you're going to start filming next week, is that when you start filming?
We do. Yeah, I'm off to Atlanta this beginning of the new week, and we're back on set.
To start filming for
Yeah, they actually started the show last Monday.
Oh, did they really?
You did, but I wasn't in the first 5 days of filming, so I will start this next week. And I'm excited, man. I'm Johnny Jacked Up. I'm Frankie Feelgood.
So you're going back to the Resident,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. But my question is whether it's the Resident or it's Transformers movie or Black Hawk Down or whatever, you have these lines, right? You're given a script and you have to memorize these lines.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a lot of lines, like it's a lot of stuff that you have to remember.
And sometimes it's just no.
Right.
Right. But yes, sometimes it is a lot.
Like the scene with you and Matt and in the Resident, you and Matt sitting in the bar, having a drink.
Yeah, that wasn't a lot of lines.
It wasn't. Seemed
No,
like
that
it
was a few lines. That was a short scene.
Okay. But like sometimes it's 24. Christy just reminded me. You're like, only the highlight of my career. Thanks for leaving that one out, Ken. But I'm just saying, regardless of what it is, there are some things where you have a lot of lines. How do you do that? How do you remember the lines? Do you have is there like a secret magical trick that all actors know? This is how you memorize lines?
Yeah, the one I've always used is if I don't get this correct, they will fire me. That's my favorite technique. It works like a champ, man.
Oh my God. Oh man. Thanks for stopping by.
you to use that one in your businesses, in your respective businesses.
That is so funny. Oh my God. I'm being serious.
Oh, here's another one. If I don't get my dialogue straight, they'll probably kidnap my family. Right? And again, like that, man, just all over it.
Is there not so there's no you can't give away the secrets. I get
Wendy
it.
says pink slips do motivate.
Yeah.
Yes, Wendy, well said, dear. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Sandy says that's a good way. That's definitely a good way. But like, what, dude? There's got to be. I mean, that's what you use when you're teaching your actors in your acting school.
Well, let me ask you
Hey,
this.
by the way, the best way to memorize your lines is realize that if you don't get it right, you're going to get fired. That's how you. That's it.
It's the first thing I teach them. Well, I used to be a diver. I used to be a diver. Okay, this is a true story. I used to be a diver, and in high school, and a good diver, you know. And one of the things the coach said is, if you go into the water crooked, it hurts. That's great. That's a great teaching tool. You know, he goes, now if you hit on your belly, that's gonna hurt. You're like, thank you, coach. I mean, it's great technique.
Oh my God.
No, there's nothing like reps, just reps, man. And Nate's joking, I know, about cue cards, but just know this: there are no cue cards. That I can promise you. There are no cue cards.
There are no cue cards.
There are no cue cards. I have never seen cue cards on a set in 45 years. For me or anybody else. You
Look
know
at what Jen says.
I just love y'all. Made my Saturday here in Facebook jail. Guess I got to list Zuckerberg in my day. She calls him Zuckerberg in my daily gratitude for creating this platform to enjoy y'all. Damn it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, if you're going to refer to him as Zuckerberg, you're probably going to get an extended visit in Facebook jail, Jennifer. I'm just saying.
Well, you're the one that said it. She just typed it. Now you're going to Facebook jail. You're like, Mark, I didn't mean it, man. I'm just reading the script. So, okay, no cue cards. No cue cards.
No, we really don't. We don't have cue cards. And the problem is, how can I be present with you in a scene if I'm reading a friggin' cue card? So imagine if I'm looking at you in the scene and you're my girlfriend. Just pretend you're my girlfriend or you're my wife. Just play along, dude.
I don't think I can
just play along. You're not my male lover. You're my wife. Okay.
So you're asking me to assume a female role here.
Yes, because I think it'll be good for your emotional growth.
Why can't I be the husband and you're the wife talking to me?
Okay, that's fine. Here, I'll be the wife.
No, never mind. Go back to the wife.
I'm going to be the wife. Watch this. And so here's what happens with cue cards. I look and I go, my dear husband. My dear husband.
What?
I love you. See, that's why they don't have cue cards. Because if you stop to read on a wall somewhere, right, there's a little bitty Portuguese guy that's holding up a sign that says, you love her.
Why is it got to be Portuguese? That's
I just racist. Decided that the cue card holder was Portuguese. There's no reason. But he holds it up and you look and you go, my dear wife or my dear husband, I love you. It doesn't work. You know,
like,
takes you out of the moment.
One.
I'm like, one, hold the card up, please. Please. For me. I'm talking to my wife, please.
Oh my God. Look what new show.
Bro.
You can have this show.
Brokeback Walls.
Oh my dear Lord, have mercy. Wow. Woo. Okay. I can't. Okay. We have to.
It's either Brokeback Walls or Breakthrough Mountain.
No, neither. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. I need.
You need me to come over there and hold you.
No.
Are you
Stay.
sure?
I'm positive.
You seem a little tense tonight.
No,
Okay,
I'm
be
all
honest.
right. Trust
I
me.
gotta
I'm
be
good.
honest with you. A little bit tense.
Nope. We're good.
Okay.
Wow.
And we'll be right back from after this word for another episode of Hopelessly Heterosexual.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So, can we answer Kevin's question?
Social distance. I have not seen that.
So, that's that one show, not
No, did he mean something other than social distance? Didn't he mean social something else?
look,
Which I saw.
She said, I'm literally sitting here with my hubby, LOLing in the middle of a very nice restaurant.
That's funny as can be.
Joe Ingram
I'm
says,
concerned that
Jennifer-
while you're on your date with your husband, you're watching our show, Jennifer. It might be time to seek some counseling, my love.
her husband's sitting there going, this is a good steak, but man, I hate my life.
She's
right
like,
now.
she's like, I love you too, darling, but seriously, I got to go watch Ken and Glenn. I got to watch my Ken and Glenn.
And she couldn't comment. So she's like, give me your phone. I need your phone. I got to be able to comment. Give me your phone.
I'm pretty sure the movie you're talking about was Social Dilemma on Netflix, which I saw.
Yeah.
Which I saw, and I thought it was powerful. Yeah, us too. We've been married 40, coming up on 42 years. Jennifer,
Lisa,
that's great. Good for you.
What led to me being I asked you how do you memorize your lines?
Yeah, so I told you reps.
I said, is there a secret magic trick?
The magic trick is reps. You do it again and again and again and again. And then what you do is also change your dialect so you're able to do it like this, right? Or you can talk like this and do the same exact lines, but change it up. And you can get into the shower and talk like this. It doesn't matter what you're going to do today. But you start playing with the dialogue and you do it faster and you do it slower. And then all of a sudden you realize these lines have metabolized. And that's the word that I use to teach line memorization. You want them to metabolize themselves so that they are actually moving through you and they're coming out of your soul instead of out of your head.
And
it just
you're
takes reps.
saying
That's all it is.
That by doing the repetition, you're saying by doing the repetition, you internalize them.
Yeah, you metabolize. And you do the
Wow.
scene again and 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 again, and then you're done. And then you go, okay, I've got this now. And then you insert scene partner because you're working alone until it's actually time to film. So you're working for the few days on your own. Then you get to the set and you meet who it is you're working with. And
so Jen,
thank you, Lisa.
look,
How many of you have read Lisa's book, Overshare? We love you, Lisa.
Jen has this literally on speaker in a really nice restaurant.
Well, we're going to gain viewers tonight in Houston. That's all I can say.
That's awesome. Make sure you tell them where to follow us, Jen. Tell them where to follow us. So
why? Wait a minute. Why did Ernest feel the need to tell you that they also pee on themselves while singing opera? Look, we do the same thing in singing opera. That's unusual that you would feel the need to urinate while singing opera, Ernest.
Oh my God. Wow.
But whatever. I mean, the show is full of surprises.
Oh my gosh. Glenn, you're in rare form tonight, man.
Hey man,
Wow.
my wife turns 60 in an hour and 40 minutes.
In 39 minutes here in Ohio.
An hour and in 39 minutes in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
she was born here in Texas, born in Dallas, and she's going to turn 60 in Dallas. And I think that's cool, man. I think
That's awesome.
That's a cool birthday.
That's awesome.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I think you start getting some respect, about the time you hit 60.
Yeah.
It's almost like 60 allows you to be entitled to an opinion, unless you're an idiot. And there's no age restriction on idiocy.
There's none.
There is. Isn't that amazing to you that people can hang out for long periods of time and be just as dumb as a mud fence? Nobody makes a fence out of mud. That's dumb. That is just dumb.
Oh my God.
Christy
Wow.
announced that she just turned 64.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, Christy.
Kevin
Oh, Lisa
said
got that right. Lisa said you can't fix stupid.
you can't. Nope.
All right,
Sorry.
so let's I need you to
I-
pontificate on tonight's topic.
I'm not going to pontificate. I'm just going to state what it is.
All right.
We're
tell us
talking
it,
about
Tom.
how to get direction in your life, how to really, and this is really good. I interviewed this dude the other day. He lives in South Africa. And what, just a brilliant dude. I'm going to set this up a little bit. This guy, you're going to see behind him a bunch of bookshelves, and I thought it was a fake backdrop. It's not. It's real. He actually ran over to it and showed me. So these are not books, however. The shelves behind him are filled with board games. And this guy is one of the most brilliant people I've ever had on the show. And I was blown away. So I want to share this clip of what he says when I ask the question, what do you think holds most people back in life? And I said, the number one answer to that is fear. And I said, so you have to do better than that. And dude, he knocked it out of the freaking park.
Yeah,
It was
and then
incredible.
after this, and I'm in no hurry because we never are when we get online, but I do want to go back to Kevin's line about social dilemma.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Well,
we'll get back to that. So Kevin,
it's not, but it's not called social dilemma, right?
no, he said social distance.
And
It's called social dilemma. That's the correct title.
his name is Richard Mulholland.
So we're going to shed some light on that after this video. We're going to talk about the video, but Kevin, remind us, Ken, we're going to jump back on answering his question.
Do you want to answer it now?
No, you're on a roll with the video. Let's see the video.
No, answer his question.
Well, I don't think it's a brief answer.
Oh,
So
well,
I
then
really
let's-
didn't want to open that can of worms until we
Well,
can
but
talk
are we
about
going
it.
to make this? Are we going to make our main topic brief?
No, because then it's not the main topic.
Yeah, not yet. That's for sure.
I mean, at that point, it's merely mac and cheese. You know what I mean? We're trying to turn this baby into an entree.
Mac and cheese. You can put bacon in mac and cheese, and it becomes
And it
entree.
becomes an event at that point.
It does.
By the
So-
way, there are people I've heard on the planet who eat mashed potatoes and nothing. Talk about wrong. How do you just eat mashed potatoes? I mean, at the bare minimum, gravy. Or you
Well-
got to have salt and pepper, and a lot of pepper, like a lot of it.
You just said literally a minute ago that there are some people on this planet that
Yeah, but
I mean-
seriously, like, do you want your mashed potatoes? Well, yeah, if it's got gravy,
Right.
and you take the spoon and you mash a hole in the middle of it.
yes,
And you
mash it
make
down.
You make a dent that you
Yeah.
can fill it up with the gravy. Am I
Yes.
wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
And
I
you either
love
get
what
some
Christy's
thick
saying.
cream gravy and cheese. And yes, you're going to die 4 years earlier, but it's worth it, is the point.
You know what's weird is I had mashed potatoes and gravy tonight with dinner.
Well, see, I'm reading your mail, brother.
I guess, man. You have a camera?
Yeah, but is it right to assume that you probably threw a little salt, pepper on there? And
I didn't.
you know,
I didn't.
You were doing a little bit of this inside as you were.
I wasn't.
For your
really.
first bite, you were
No.
like, "I'm moving in on this."
No. And I also didn't know that I was going to be like suddenly. Then there's a Netflix show called Social. No, it's not Social Distance. It's Social Dilemma. Maybe there is another one called Social Distance. I don't know.
Well, it started with Social Network, and now the
Yes.
new one is Social Dilemma,
Yes.
and it's all about basically what our manner of engagement has reduced itself to in this world, and that it has destroyed the true connection between people. So how about this? We're now connected everywhere, but connected nowhere.
Wait.
We're seemingly connected everywhere, but we're not really connected anywhere. So we know, how about this? We're learning how to be everywhere, so while simultaneously being nowhere.
But
Because we're
gravy
not
doesn't
really
exist
present.
in Romania, dude.
And all this leads to the fact that because of this, gravy does not exist in Romania. Right? And that's how bad connection is these days, is that even mashed potatoes cannot connect with gravy in Romania.
How does gravy not exist in Romania?
Gravy wants to express itself so badly in Romania.
And it just takes a little bit of like grease and flour and whatever else you make gravy with.
Here's the deal. You got to put it on a leader's tongue.
A what?
A leader's tongue, like one of their leaders. You got to put it on their tongue so that they go, maybe gravy in Romania. Better than not having gravy in Romania. Let's have gravy in Romania.
That was good.
That's what happens. That's what happens when they taste gravy in Romania.
I can't. I gotta go.
It becomes all the people with signs that are saying, "We want them gravy. We want them gravy."
Oh my god! Oh my god! My rib cage hurts from that one. Oh my god, that was funny.
Here's what's scary, Sandy. Sandy, thank you, darling. Here's what's scary. What's scary is I haven't even had so much as one cocktail. Not even one. I drank a milkshake for dinner. That's what it was. Anyway, let's move on from the gravy in Romania discussion.
Brigitte says, oh my god, I can't take it.
All right, let's get back to this video now that we've set it up so well.
Oh, dude. And yeah, Jeff says, and you're gonna oh my gosh, I can't take it.
Well,
Kevin says I've had a couple of
to be an audience member of this show, it might even be a requirement, or at least a strong suggestion.
Oh my gosh, man. Wow.
Yeah, I got tears in my own eyes, brother. I'm with you. Show us the video.
Oh my god, I don't even know how to set. Oh, I set it up already. I'm not even gonna recap it. So I just like hear this dude out, okay? Just hear this guy out.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me ask you this. What do you think and this goes to everyone, not just entrepreneurs. What do you think holds most people back? And by the way, I ask this question of every guest. The number one answer is fear. So you have to do better than that. What do you think holds most people back in life? From success, happiness, freedom.
Well, so first of all, it's not defining what happened. So hold you. So can I push you back a little bit on the question?
Yep.
So what is the measurement of success here? Because some people would look at me and say, why is he settled and unsuccessful? But I look at somebody else working late, never seen their family, and think they're unsuccessful. They're 3 times wealthier than I am. But like, I don't measure my success on their criteria. So the first thing is that people aren't intentional about what success looks like. See all those board games there? If I want to teach you to play any of those games, right?
Yep.
Any game, if I want to teach you, the first thing I have to do is teach you what the victory condition is. What does winning look like? So what is the victory condition? And then we've got to define what your path to victory is. Now, most people go through life not having defined what their victory condition is. So they don't know. They confuse moving forwards with moving towards. But success is about moving towards something, not just moving forwards. Being mildly better at yesterday and something that doesn't actually matter to you, that's not success. That's just growth. That's just, of course we're going to go through that. It's evolution. We're evolving as humans. And I think there has to be something more. There has to be a victory condition. So I think what's holding most people back from being success is they've never actually decided what success is. I have 100 things I want to achieve before I die. One of them was to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube, and one of them was to build a $100 million business. Now, here's the thing. When I die, both of those are only worth 1 point out of 100. So I'm going to rate my life on the success criteria that I get. So that might be an 88. So the $100 million business is up there with solve a Rubik's Cube, which, by the way, I can do. And so I've got a bunch of things that I want to try and achieve, and I've plotted my life with intention. And every year I have a theme. So I mentioned a few times that it's my birthday on Friday. And as a family, I want my kids and my wife and I to be intentional about what we do. So on the night of our birthday, when our broader family's gone home, whoever's birthday it is sits down and we choose their dinner. And then we decide what is going to make this year successful. So this year is the year of something. And then every single day of my life, I write a New Day's resolution. So what will make today a success? And what is my New Day's resolution for today? And that's usually working on a theme that will help me get towards something. And so every year of my life is a step towards making me a better version of the person that I want to be. The reason most people aren't successful is because they've not decided what winning looks like. And screw anybody else telling you what their version of success is. They don't get a vote. That line, comparison is the thief of joy, is so true. Nobody else gets to be the authority on your success. You get to define what that looks like, but you must be honest and you should push yourself. I confused comfort with success a few years ago, and I didn't realize that I was depressed because I wasn't growing and evolving. Now I've put myself some more meaningful targets and I'm working towards things. But the one thing I want to say to people, I say to one of the things was I wanted to take my wife to Iceland in summer because we love Iceland. And I often show this in a photograph in a talk I give, and people come up after and say, "Oh, that's amazing! Iceland is on my bucket list." And I say, "Cool, show me." And he's like, "What?" So show me your bucket list. And well, I mean, it's in my head. And that's it. When we have these bucket lists, which are made up things in your head, it doesn't count. Write it down. If you don't have a list of 100 things written down, start. That's your homework for tomorrow. Like, just write down 5 things by the end of today that you think that I want to make these a start of my 100 list. If nothing else, if that's the only thing I got out of you today, that is your victory condition. To write down just 5 things I want to achieve and spread them. A family goal, personal goal, a community goal, a travel goal, a business goal. And just one of those things that's big enough to make it like a life goal, and then start expanding and then adding more categories. It'll take you 6 months to a year to write the whole 100, but that's okay. Just start. And then I will give you a better answer to what will help you keep you out of success. But right now, it's that you don't know what success looks like.
Boom. You haven't defined your victory condition. I loved that answer.
Yeah.
And I loved what he said about when you say, what's on your bucket list? There's my buddy Robbie Cornelius is watching. You remember watching my interview with Bobby, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I believe Robbie is your friend that lives in Southern Georgia. Is that correct?
He's from Southern Georgia. He lives in Atlanta now.
Like
But,
I
yep,
said, he's your friend that's from Southern Georgia, but currently happens to live in Atlanta.
that's right.
Give me credit for getting the right state, would you please?
You got the right state. That's
And by the way, I became so introspective and reflective and possibly even pensive when watching that clip. And what came to mind is, good Lord, I am missing some tattoos. And that if I ever want to be taken seriously as a speaker, I'm going to need to get my arms tattooed. Good Lord, look how void of tattoos my arms are. I don't have a tattoo
You don't.
anywhere on my body.
Do you have a bucket list?
Tattoos aren't on them, I'll tell you that much.
That's okay.
I don't have a stance against tattoos. I think people who want tattoos should get tattoos.
Right.
I've just never wanted a tattoo. But
right.
now, if it makes you that smart, he seems pretty smart. Maybe I need to go have a tattoo or two. That was really valid. What he said was great, actually.
Kevin
And
thinks
people's
you
difference, people's difference in their own definitions of what success even means. I remember, years ago, I'd hear people who would be bragging endlessly to others about the size of their home. And what I remembered about these same people that were boasting on, the multi-bedroom, the 6, 7, 8 bedroom house that they owned. And I remember that every time we invited them to do something, something that was really fun, something that would be enjoyable, the answer was, well, I can't. And I'd go out of town. Let's do things. I can't. And you realize that the money wasn't there. And I thought, dude, may I be frank? And I said this to them. I said, may I be frank? You've been bragging for the last 2 years about this new home you own. And I want to be real frank and tell you that you don't own that home. That home owns you.
Yeah.
He said it changed his life to hear that home owned him.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of that? The meaning is, if the things you think you own are dictating your life for you, then they own you. You don't own them, right? Ownership is about freedom. It's not about being limited now as to what your options are, because it's now dictating for you what you are and are not available for. And as much as you would spontaneously like to do something, now your life is filled with I can'ts. And I got to tell you this much, it's personal taste. Look, I don't care what somebody does. You can fill your life with as many as you can'ts as you want. I don't recommend them. I think life is about I can and I choose to.
Yep.
And then you fill in the blank, whatever that is. I can do it and I choose to do it. And instead of I can't do it, what I would love for every member of our Ken and Glenn family to grow into the understanding of is, instead of I can't, it becomes I choose not to. That's all. I simply choose not to. So I could fly to New York for lunch tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm choosing not to. And maybe I'll feel differently tomorrow morning. And if I do, then I'll say, hey, Carolyn, do you want to go to New York for the day for lunch? We've done crazy things like that, where we did something that was seemingly something that needed to be planned, but instead we woke up with a desire and we talked about it and acted on it immediately with zero planning. And I got to tell you, it was awesome.
How long did you plan to fly to Nashville to meet me on my drive back from Florida?
The day before.
I figured.
Ask me if I got a discounted rate on my ticket.
I'm sure. I'm sure you didn't.
In other words, you're worth paying full price for. But there are those who would go, well, I I'll want to book it 3 weeks in advance. And the reason I
Yeah.
don't do that is because I don't know what I'm going to want to do 3 weeks down the road. And I it blows me away that people go, "Hey, you want to have lunch?" And I go, "Well, when were you talking about?" And they go, "Well, December 18th at 1 p.m." What? It's June. What are you talking about?
I know, man.
The way the world's going, who knows if it's even going to be here in December, and you're discussing lunch.
Right. Why not now?
Calendars have limited appeal in my life. Limited. Do they serve a function? You bet they do. But whatever you do, kids, don't overplan your life. Spontaneity is begging you to lighten up, Francis. It is. Yeah. It's begging you to not overplan your life. Some plans are nice, but good Lord, you want to be able to roll with it, man. Something shows up and you go, man, that'd be so much fun. Well, then do it. That's what.
Why is my buddy Kevin? Why is my buddy Kevin inviting you to his? I've never even been invited to his house for smoked freaking brisket.
Well, I suggest you reprimand him for that.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Dude. I agree. I like to just like go, hey, you want to meet for lunch? And Kevin and I, we meet for lunch every now and then, and it's typically within a day or two. We don't
Right. I mean, just ask someone, you want to go to lunch when? Tomorrow. Cool. Yeah.
Hey,
listen, anyone who asks me more than 24 hours in advance for lunch does not know me. They do not know me, or they would not be asking that. By the way, you know what I think I am? I think I am going to get a tattoo. I think I'm going to get one tattoo. Oh, Brad knows the line. Lighten up, Francis. That is correct. From the movie Stripes, Sergeant Hulka said, lighten up, Francis. Very good, Brad. I'm touche. I'm impressed. So, Ken,
yeah,
how do you feel about that? I'm serious. I think I'm going to have one tattoo, and I think I know what I'm going to get done. I think I'm going to, on my bicep, I think I'm going to have a tattoo of a bicep.
Oh my God.
Just to see the tattoo artist's face. When he goes, well, what would you like to place there, young man? And I say, I'm pretty sure I want a bicep there. Well, no, I mean on your bicep. That's exactly what I'm saying. I want a bicep on my bicep. But while you're at it, go ahead and give me a better formed bicep than the one I'm currently in possession of.
Give me a goal. So,
I think that was a good video, dude.
I do too, man.
I think he really spoke the truth. And I love that he called him out on it when he goes, show me your bucket list. And they're like, you know, I mean, it's like, people go, that's on my bucket list. You go, really? What else is? Well, I was hoping, no, I mean, show it to me. Let me see your list. And they go,
yeah,
well, I haven't actually done one. I was just speaking metaphorically.
It's true though. That is the truth. And look, I mean, after he said that, I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't have a bucket list. I do not have a bucket list. And I think if most people are 1,000% honest, they don't have a bucket list that they've written down, like writing down.
Yeah. Well, I think you gotta have two lists. I think you have to have a list that you care about greatly and you're deeply invested in the manifesting of those things, and another list that you don't care about at all. Just things that mean nothing to you. So you have a bucket list and a bucket list.
Yeah. You know, Jesse Itzler is a great dude, man. He founded Marquis Jets and sold it to Warren Buffett. His wife is Sarah Blakely. She's the founder and owner of Spanx, which is a women's underwear company, kind of. But and it's
It sounds like a sexual website of some sort.
No, it's not.
No?
It's
Okay.
she's a billionaire, man. She's turned it into a multi-billion-dollar company, and they're just two of the most down-to-earth people in the world. And Jesse talks about that. He's like, you know what? Stop making a bucket list and start making that other list.
A bucket list, yeah.
Yeah, I try not to say that, but
well, I tried not to, and I intentionally failed.
I did notice that you intentionally failed.
I did. I tried not to, and it just rolled right out, and I went, okay.
You're like, you know what? That is literally on that list to say that on air on the Ken and Glenn show.
Right.
So Kevin says that there are men's Spanx too. I did not know that. Did not know that.
Did you see Leanne Isaacson's comment?
Yeah.
About her girlfriend?
I have a girlfriend who has cancer, and she has a list.
Right. So I think if we can talk about the beauty of that, the beauty is I'm not going to let anything get in the way. That's what it doesn't matter anymore. Like, why am I hung up on that? To me, that's what the F list would be. It's like, who cares? Why have I let fear stop me? That would be and maybe that's it for the F list, is it's a fear list.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we'll clean this up a bit and call it your fear list. And what are you afraid of? Like you talked a lot about fear this week. In fact, I believe last night's topic without me on the Ken and Ken show.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that, dude. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were going to be on. We were over at, at
like
the
every
house.
Friday night, like we are every
most. We don't have a standing gig, do we? Do we have a commitment?
I mean, when I have people sending me messages saying, "Hey, what aren't you and Glenn going live tonight?"
Yeah, is that what happens?
Well, that's what happened last night.
Were you getting requests
after midnight? Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
that's impressive.
It was impressive. Yeah.
Do you have more to say on this young man's?
No, I literally wrote it down again, and it's define. Most people are not defining what does success look like, and instead of me like going, well, I want to be a famous actor like Glenn Morshower, or I want to fly, I want to have my own private jet like Grant Cardone. Instead of comparing your success to everyone else's, what is your personal, like, write down, figure it out, like what is the end game for
well
you?
You've heard mine.
It could be, I want to be a famous actor like Glenn
Morshower. But you've heard mine, because I articulated mine today on Scott's show, and I've done it many, many times, my definition. But I want to put a task out there for our audience tonight. Ken, it's called the audience. It's time for the audience to play along. Drop a 1 right now, audience, if you are prepared to play along with something. And I haven't even told you what it is. So I'm going to see how bold you are and how courageous you are. Drop a 1 if you'd like to just play along, even though we haven't told you what it is yet.
I'm sure they will.
I'm going to see how gutsy they are. And as soon as you start dropping 1s, then we'll give you something. Okay, see, here come the 1s. All right, so here's you playing along, and I'm not joking about this. I'm serious. So this is not the time to be a smartass, even though we do like to have fun on this show. I'm asking from the depth of my soul a very serious question, and that question is, what is your definition of success? Because we're certainly going to get a wide cross-section. There's no doubt we have a lot of people that watch this show, and I'm hoping that even later on the replay that people will still write down a response to this. But what, in your view, and by the way, please know in advance, this is a test you cannot possibly fail. You will not be graded for this test. It is just a chance for you to look at where your priorities exist. What is your definition of success? Write it in the chat, and we will highlight some of them. If there are too many to highlight, we'll highlight several. If there are only a few, we'll highlight a lot of them. But I want to know what people define success as.
I think I think that's too broad of a stroke. And what I mean by that is this. I think success needs to be broken down in individual areas. Like, you could have
then break it down for us, Captain.
Well, I'm not saying
I don't disagree with you. I was just saying broad strokes. What is success to you?
Yes. Okay. Doing what you enjoy doing. Life is way too short to not be happy.
That's fantastic, Christy. What was the one before
that? Success is a state of being.
Is a state of being. Beautiful, Sophia. Joe
Success
Ingram.
equals generational wealth, and future generations understand how to utilize and expand on it. I love that.
All of you, do me a favor, please. Let's be on the honor system. Don't look stuff up. I'm not suggesting Joe did, because I know Joe's got a rich mind. But just, I don't want to hear what you heard success was. So let me make that distinction, Ken. I don't want you to give me an answer that you heard someone else say at a wellness weekend, personal development weekend. I want to hear from your heart, your take on success. And let's read some of these, Ken. What did Bruce say, Bruce Mills?
Knowing I've left the world better than I found it.
Beautiful. And Andre says, success to me is knowing I am not in the place I was before, and knowing I get better at every day and will never go back. Fantastic. Listen, these are fantastic. I love it. Success is beating cancer. Yeah.
She beat it.
Makes sense to me.
I succeeded beating cancer. That's huge. Congratulations. Feeling free, expressing creativity, laughing, loving, and exploring.
Great definition of success.
Getting my message heard so I can help others for years to come.
Wonderful. My answer is my heart, and I wrote a chapter on success. Sophia, beautiful.
Here, there's your new best friend, Kevin Bacon. Why don't you go ahead and read that?
Progressing towards social and economic progress. It is an ongoing and never-ending task. Never ends. Family first. Nice. Social and economic progress, he says. Nice, Kevin.
Curtis says, I survived cancer that I was not supposed to. Everything after that is success. Amen. Amen.
While I agree, the part that I don't necessarily align with is that I was not supposed to, because I would mirror back to you, Curtis. Says who? Nobody else is in charge of your destiny. So if you think about, technically, it would be impossible to survive it if you weren't supposed to. See, I actually hold the opinion that you were supposed to, just not according to anyone else's rules and not according to anyone else's plan for your life or their expectations based on past experiences of a similar circumstance. But the reality is, if you weren't supposed to, you wouldn't have survived it. But you have, which to me translates into you were supposed to. Even if that's down to 1 in a million, you were supposed to. Does that make sense? Because I'm not being argumentative. I'm reminding you of your life's plan. You're not going to defy your own life plan. Your life plan is going exactly how it's designed.
Larry says success is achieving each goal you set for yourself. Success begins in the mind before it manifests itself. That's correct. That is a nice quote. But what does success mean to you? What does it mean to you? Jeff says, filling your own soul with validation by sending out your life gifts. I
Oh,
love
man.
that.
Fantastic.
Love that. Being my best, loving life fully, serving my fellow man, lots of play.
Michelle, you're a woman after my own heart, dear. That's fantastic.
You can read that one.
I had refined my definition of success in 2011, having faith in a well-managed private pension. I focused on building relationships. Life is too short not to be kind at all times. After all, the name of a past series of blogs. Recently, I've been working to open pathways to financial energy to find my bank account. Having friends without the means to visit in person is no longer good enough. For a long time, it has been more than enough. Nice, Robert. Like I said, there's no winning here with this. But Curtis, here's the reality. Our lives are not defined by statistics, because I'll promise you the statistics said you wouldn't be born. How about 500 million to 1? Right? That's the math. That's how many sperm you outswam. 500 million to 1. 500 million. And you done did that. So we're not really going to govern our lives based on statistics. I'm statistically not supposed to be in a marriage that started when I was 19, but I am. I statistically wasn't supposed to make a living as an actor, because statistically you're supposed to be a struggling actor or a starving artist. But I don't base my life on statistics. And I got to tell you, the less attention we pay to statistics, but basically rewrite our own statistics from within.
Yep.
Right? It has been told to us for years that it is done unto us according to our beliefs, which means statistics be gone, my soul is writing a new script. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when I had the privilege of working with him, and it was indeed that, he told me that of his top 5 success tips, his favorite one is ignore all of the naysayers. He didn't say some, and he didn't say doubters. He said naysayers, ignore them all. So, I mean, you might want to be living safe if you can govern your life by statistics. But I tell you, statisticians in life don't necessarily walk around with the biggest smiles. So just know that. Plus, if you're looking at everything statistically, it can encourage you to throw in, check this out. This will probably be the most important thing I say during this whole live tonight. If you pay attention to statistics and govern your life by them, you're going to wind up statistically throwing in the towel on what might very well be the single most important trajectory of your life. I want to say that again. If you're governing your life by statistics, you may very well wind up throwing in the towel on the trajectory of your soul's lifespan. Whatever your soul knew it was here to do, if it fears itself and it starts double checking out of paranoia, it looks to the life scoreboard to see what everybody else is doing. And oh my God, statistically, I'm really a long shot here. Then it collapses and it misses the target. So I think that one of the things I teach my students is to never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, let someone else's likelihood or lack of be the determining power behind the decisions you make with your life. I was a little bit Johnny jacked
Amen.
up there. I got a little bit jacked
Amen.
up there, son. Yeah, Arnold.
Kevin
Arnold's
is
a good dude.
Arnold as well.
Arnold is a good dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
So,
you taught my class for me. Whoa, time out. Let's back up a little bit more. The average person, I don't think, would have approached Arnold and said, hey, Arnold, you want to teach my acting class with me? Because statistically, he's probably not going to do it, or he's going to say, well, I don't know. What do you pay me for something like that? Because, I'm making several million on this movie. Oh, I don't know. I was just kind of thinking we were enjoying each other enough to call it good. We're here scratching each other's backs. You want to teach my acting class? And he goes, well, yes, I would love that. And so the next thing you know, I've got the governor teaching class with me, and he was fantastic. And we taught live.
Awesome.
We did a live stream, Ken, from your state, from the great town of Columbus, Ohio. I was with Arnold 4 years ago, doing not even a full 4 years ago. Yeah, it was at the end of 2016. So it was coming up on 4 years. And there we were doing a live from Columbus, and he's teaching my students as a favor. Why? Relationship capital. He was enjoying our energy. He was enjoying us working together. It's like, let's continue to broaden this out. We can do our work together on set right now, but we've got a break. We're not going to be setting up for another at least 30 minutes. And not only that, he invited me to his trailer. He said, we don't need to do it here. Let's take a break. We'll be back here in 30 minutes. Can we do something and put it together in 25 minutes? I said, sure. We'll just go live and we'll wing it. And they're going to want to ask you some questions, and we'll talk about some lessons. I want you to give them your biggest tips that you can consolidate into a short space. And he said, let's go to my trailer. And we went to the trailer and we did a FaceTime live with all of my students, and it was beautiful. But if you're sitting around, let's say 3 weeks before, saying, what is the likelihood that 3 weeks from now I will be in Columbus, Ohio, doing a live feed with Arnold Schwarzenegger and my students? And what I want you to know is that is not how you manifest in life, by rooting out the possibilities, ruling out, rather, not rooting out, but ruling out. We must get away from ruling out what life is trying to gift us with. Take the ceiling off of it. No ceiling, no top, no limitation. It's one of our running affirmations. No limitation. Just allow yourself to take a step forward, let an experience surface, and then you will have the wisdom and the love in your heart to take the next right step. You might want to write that expression down. The next right step. Here's what you want to get rid of. You want to get rid of the already made up mind. I talked a little bit about that in my coaching today. Get rid of the already made up mind, because the already made up mind, damn it, is robbing you of all of the things it has decided against. It's already made up its mind that that's a long shot. Oh, that would be difficult. Oh, that would take years. That could be problematic. And so it's designed to beat the snot out of your dreams. Let me add one more thing while I'm on a roll. Quit pursuing your dreams, but instead start deciding you're not here to pursue dreams. You're here to friggin' have them. You're here to have them. You're here to claim them. Let everybody else pursue. I've known people who pursue their entire lives and never grab. Why? Because they said, I'm committed to pursuing my goals. And then they do about 50 years worth of pursuing, and then they die. And you're thinking, well, what's the deal? Well, you got your wish. What you said is you want to pursue your goal. I never once heard you say, I want to have my goal, or I'm going to claim my goal, or I'm going to taste my goal. It was always pursue, 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 the ever so elusive, ever so evasive goal, right? And when you change goal to nature, now I'm on one of my motivational talks, Ken. I'm sorry. I'll just take a breath and chill. But it is the truth that people pursue their asses off. And the reality is you can pursue and never find. And I'm far more interested in helping people achieve their goals and a lot less interested in helping them pursue them. And frankly, if you stop seeing things as your goal and start seeing it as your nature, you'll realize that it's already so right within you right here, right now. So for example, is it my goal to be loving? The answer is no. Being loving is my nature. Is it my goal to be prosperous? No. Prosperity is my nature. It's who I am. It's in me now. I'm not going to go find prosperity. I'm not going to go find love. I'm not going to go find generosity. I'm not going to go find kindness. It's about taking a deep breath and being still and knowing my God. So let me get this straight. Is this possibly the secret? Is the secret that I've spent my whole life chasing things that were in my own backyard all along? And the answer is yes. That's the biggest sickness in life, is that we go looking for what we already have. And we look for it as if it weren't there. And this is why the movie The Wizard of Oz was made, so that we would finally wake up to the truth that there is no place like home. And home is not a house. Home is a condition. It's a condition. That's why we say to people, make yourself at home. It means relax. Take it easy. Kick your shoes off. It's beautiful.
And you know what? What you just said, you didn't even realize it, plays perfectly into the message that Richard Mulholland said in that video I just played. And he said, define your victory condition. Define it. And let me say this, you know, you've heard me say this many, many times.
I'm going to spend the next 2 minutes breathing. You go ahead, brother.
You've heard me say this many times, dude. I in 12th grade, I had taken all these college prep classes through high school. I took analytic geometry, trigonometry, calculus, algebra 1, advanced algebra, all of these, and I was doing really, really well. But I hated biology in 10th grade, so I just didn't go. And apparently, to pass that, you have to be there.
That is a solution, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Well, I didn't get a biology credit. They brought it to my attention in the 12th grade that, hey, you didn't get a biology credit, and you have to have that to graduate. And I was like, yeah, no, like that's stupid. Like I hated biology.
So you ruled out the importance of a diploma also.
Yes, I did. And so when I realized I wasn't going to convince them to give me a diploma anyway, I walked out. I said, well, then later. And for a long time, I felt really insecure about that, insecure about it. And people are like, well, why don't you just go get a GED? Well, that feels like I'm an admission of failure. That's why I'm not doing it. So I just didn't do it. And I still haven't. I probably never will, actually. But here's the thing. So I felt really insecure about that.
So not an IUD, a GED.
Right. Until I realized that it doesn't matter. It really, truly does not matter. What matters is how much self-education. Jim Rohn said, and I'm going to screw it up, but he said something to the degree of a formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune.
A fortune.
And when I realized, like, hold on a minute, like, I remember having this thought, man, my nose is itching. I remember having this thought that, wait, where did all of these books that they teach out of in school and in college, who originated that stuff? Where did that come from? Where did it come from originally? Somebody had to think of that. Somebody came up with that stuff like that they're teaching. And so I thought, well, so it's got to be in books, maybe more current books. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that?
Somebody came up with this cup.
What is that's you in
That's me doing a video game.
Oh,
That's a motion capture outfit.
That's right. Yeah.
See all the cameras?
Yep.
That's in the studio. All the cameras, all the dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the technicians. Anyway, it's just fun.
Awesome. So I thought, somebody came and then I just started reading and reading and reading and reading and reading. And now I've had lots of college graduates, not just high school graduates, college graduates work for me over the years. I've actually fired college graduates.
Congratulations on that, bud. Way to go.
I have interviewed college graduates that couldn't pour piss out of a boot if the instructions was on the heel. And so like it comes down to defining what does it look like to you? Define your victory condition. What does winning for you look like? Maybe it's, I want a yacht. Okay. If you want a yacht, there's nothing wrong with wanting a yacht. There's nothing wrong with wanting a private jet. There's nothing wrong with wanting a Lamborghini. There's nothing wrong with wanting to live in a single wide trailer out on 100 acres. It doesn't matter. But what is your condition? What's your end game? What does winning, winning in life look like to you personally?
I wholeheartedly agree, Ken. And I want to clarify, I think maybe I should, that because I thought it was implied, but perhaps it wasn't. And that's when I was talking about the already made up mind. I do a lot of coaching about the already made up mind.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when your mind is already made up about things that are not serving you to have it already made up about. In other words, there are times when your mind is already made up about something when it serves you very well. And I'm all for that. So I just want to be real clear. There are times when it's important to have your mind made up about things. And frankly, it keeps you out of a lot of trouble to have an already made up mind. But you're familiar with the phrase. We've all heard it when someone goes, really? So how's that working for you? And one of the things that I will do when I hear someone say, yeah, I'm just not sure I'm up for doing 5 or 6 years as a struggling actor in Los Angeles. And I will say, it's interesting. So how is having your mind already made up about that outcome working for you?
Right.
So that's all I want to say, is that a lot of times people have their minds made up about something. And here's another way that I word it often. I'll go, is that something you want to be right about? And they'll go, what? And I'll go, do you want to be right about that it's an automatic decision to be a struggling artist or a starving actor? Well, no. Well, that's what you told me. You just told me you don't want to go to LA and do 6 years as a starving actor. So therefore you're going to go do something else. And what that's evidence of is that you've made up your mind about it, that would be the outcome. And then the problem is the ones who have their mind made up about it, and then they go there and it becomes indeed a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then they walk around and their next order of business is to tell everybody, I told you. So it's like the sick ego's need to be right about something that it doesn't even serve you to be right about. Right. But they can't wait to tell everybody, I told you it would suck.
But they don't see, and I agree with you 1,000%. But the problem I see is people, yes, that is 1,000% true. And it's almost all of society that falls into that category.
Yeah, well, I know that 70% of all statistics are made up. I know that.
Right. The problem is, dude, is people don't realize that they're doing it. They don't realize that they're trouncing through life. Is trouncing a word?
It is on this show, Ken.
It is. So they're going through life.
Traipsing is probably the word you're after.
Traipsing. Trouncing, same thing. So they're going through life and they're allowing light. They're waking up in the morning. And Robert Brooker says winning is celebrating every single victory that happens in your life. And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. However, most people are not planning their victories. Most people, do you know?
Say that again. Most people are not whatting their victories?
Planning.
They're
not planning their victories. They're not going, okay, you know what? Tiger Woods was interviewed or said many times. He said, when he won, I forget which tournament it was, but he literally had envisioned and meditated on and pictured himself walking up the 18th to the 18th green thousands and thousands of times and making the winning putt to win whatever the tournament was he was talking about. Like, he played it out. He planned his victory over and over and over thousands of times in his mind. Most people are planning on, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing I did yesterday and get my paycheck at the end of the week. And then I'm going to, I'm going to eat dinner every night. I'm going to come home, kick the wife and kiss the dog and I'm gonna get up tomorrow and do it all over again. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying that from a place of judgment. I'm saying it from a place of, dude, wake up. Wake up. There's so much more available. I think about people that people get into my training academy, for example. They'll buy the training academy, and then they don't even do it. It's like, well, I bought it. It's like a college graduate that goes and does the minimums to get by. They graduate. And they're like, man, I got a college degree. I got a piece of paper. It says I graduated and I'm ready, man. You need to start me at $120,000 a year. Why? Because I got a college degree. But what have you done? Like what? I'm just saying, define your victory condition. Define your victory condition.
So
What's
I'm
the
going to
end result
define
look like?
mine. I'm going to define mine publicly. And it's not a joke. This is not Glenn being goofy, which sometimes I am, but in this matter, I'm very
Not
serious.
very often.
So I'm being very serious because we're on a very serious topic right now. And I define that as, and I'm actually going to invite those of you who want to benefit from something greatly to write this down. It's something I spent this whole week teaching in my workshop. 4 different classes on Monday and Tuesday. I taught this same lesson this week, which is if you really want to manifest, and let me ask you this, if you're committed to manifesting the desired changes in your life, drop a 1. We're going to play the drop a 1 game again. And I want to see how many people are committed to making things manifest, to playing an active role in the manifestation of favorable change in your life. And I'm going to give you a phrase that can help that. All right, Sophia, since you're the one who wants to do it most, since you were the first person to do it, please write down this phrase. I am committed, not I will be. I am committed to being. Now, ladies, it's going to change for you, and guys, it's going to be one way for you. So for ladies, you're going to say the gal, and for guys, you're going to say the guy. I am committed to being the gal, if you're a lady, or I am committed to being the guy, if you're a man, who did that. There's your template for excellence. So I'll repeat it. So for me, my affirmation is I am committed to being the guy who did that. Now, I want you to note the use of the past tense term did. Instead of I'm committed to becoming successful or becoming president of the United States or becoming the lead in a series. Thank you, James. You wrote it down correctly. I'm committed to being the gal who did that. So I want everyone to let this sink in, because now what you're doing is you're putting the appropriate level of pressure on yourself to actually be the person who did it. And then you get to fill in what that references. In other words, you can start with the simplest. Like, for example, I was deeply committed when I was a teenager to being the guy who made his living, not who would make, but the guy who did make his living as an actor. So I've been doing this stuff for 45 years. This is the way my mind is trained. So I'm committed to being the guy who did that. Did, meaning it's already on your resume. And now you can rewind back to present day. And are the choices you're making congruent with the guy that would do that? So the guy that did that, we're fast forwarding. Does everybody understand that? We're using our imagination in probably the most extraordinary way you can ever use it, is to teleport forward to that time in your life when you are officially the person that did that, not that will do, but that already did. So you're going to the backside of the desired experience. And from there, you look back on today and take a look at, are the actions you're taking and the choices you're making congruent with shaping yourself into the person that did that? And here's how simple this is. You can go to such a simple task, such as making your bed. And you can look over at the mess that it is and decide that I am committed to being the guy who made his bed. Now, I'm not joking, by the way. So if you want to make fun of it, feel free. But I want to tell you this. If your tendency is to make fun of these things that can change your life instead of just allowing them to go ahead and change your life, then you're kind of creating what you deserve. If you want to deserve more, if you want to create more, you'll quit making fun of these strategies that actually do work. So it can start with something as simple as making your bed, and I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to do it with regard to maybe dishes that are in your sink, and you say, I am committed to being the guy that cleaned those dishes up, not that will clean. We have a saying in metaphysics called will do is not doing. Say it again. Will do is not doing. So you say, well, I will do that. And someone says, yeah, well, what I can't help but notice is you're not doing it because you keep will doing it. I will do this and I will do that. When? Answer, I don't know. Someday. And someday is an incredibly evasive word. So now you're going to look at things like your laundry and go, I'm committed to being the guy that did that. That did what? That did his laundry, not that will do his laundry, that already did it. So now what happens? Here's the beauty of all of this. When you go to that level of acceptance, it now puts pressure on you, which is great. It is preferred pressure. It's not uncomfortable pressure. It's fantastic pressure. It's probably the greatest pressure you'll ever feel in your life. You can't behave in this lazy manner anymore. Your lazy days are gone because laziness is not going to get you to be the guy that already did that. That's not how you become that guy.
That's right.
So you've got to be committed to being her. You've got to be committed to being him, not becoming him. Be committed to the guy that did that. I cannot give you a better tool for motivation. And let me tell you where I got that. Thin air. It didn't come out of a book. It didn't come out of a sermon. I got it because I was listening to thin air, and that listening is available to everybody. Every one of you can listen at a higher frequency than I won't say all of you, because some of you I know are killing it in the listening department, but others, you're simply not listening at a high enough level. And you need to develop that dog listening, right? You know how a dog will hear a siren several seconds before a human will? Same idea. The same idea is available when we're talking about that voice of inspiration. When you are seriously committed to being the guy or gal that did that, I'm going to tell you something that accompanies this commitment. You're going to start hearing broadcasts from the other side like you've never heard before in your life. Here's the sad part. They've been there all along. They're not new, and they are God whispers, but the point is they've been there all along. Your whole life, those whispers have been begging to be paid attention to. Those nudges from within, and the guidance will be there. And all you have to do is think in new categories and make a commitment to being her or him that did that, past tense, not that will do.
Wow. Dude, that's so true. Phil says someday I'll is an island to get voted off right away.
I like that, Phil. I like that a lot.
Love that. So that was beautiful.
I live my life by that. I live my life by it.
Well, I know you do. And that's the thing. If you start, I think that people, they think that they're stuck in this cycle, and all it takes is changing one little thing at a time. One little thing, like taking that 3 minutes to make your bed. That three minutes it takes, whatever it takes for you to make your bed.
The blessing of making your bed as a first action to start your day is it sets forth a template of order. Yes. That's the beautiful part of it. It's not because somebody's going to give you a bonus on a test. And it's not because you've got company coming over and you think, well, who's going to visit? And especially for those of you who live alone, you go, well, that's ridiculous. There's nobody coming over and I live alone, and it doesn't bother me that it's not made. That's not the point of this exercise. The exercise is that you take something that was messy in your life, which is a bed, and you are the one that changes it. Nothing else is going to make it up. And we damn sure know the bed ain't going to make itself.
I wrote about this in my book, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the only person to talk about this. You've got a well-known military guy that talks about it online. He talks about the importance of making your bed every day. I've been doing this for years and years and years because it is a remembrance for me. It is a practice, a discipline, if you will, that I am someone who creates order out of disorder. Why? Because I'm committed to being the guy that does that. I'm committed to being the guy that did that. Tell me what you just did, Glenn. Well, what I just did is there was disorder and I made it orderly.
Yeah.
I had a messy bed and I realized I'm committed to being the guy that did that. Did what? Fixed the bed and turn it into an orderly presentation. And here's the beauty. 4 minutes later, it's done because of a commitment you made. And you look and you go, I like that. And then you go, wait a minute, Ken. And again, I'm not joking. You look at the bed and you go, let's go deeper with this thought. Is it maybe true? And the answer is yes, by the way. I'm giving you the answer to start with. The answer is yes. But now let's rewind. Is it maybe true that that exact same approach that I just used to achieve that, turning that messy pile of sheets and bedspread and pillows into a very orderly presentation, is it possible that that exact same template, not one that's similar to, but rather exactly, is the one that I can use to change every form of disorder in my life? And the answer is inevitably, yes, it is. It is. Yeah. And of course, the naysayers, which Schwarzenegger talked about, are there going, well, you just don't understand. You don't understand. It's just not that easy. And my reaction is, so says you. So says you. You don't have you don't have to co-sign that agreement. Somebody else says it's not that easy. Well, again, I would say, so how is your already made up mind serving you in that matter? You've already decided that it's not that easy. Maybe it is that easy.
Right.
Maybe it is. So to me, a great mantra is as you achieve stuff and someone says, what are you doing, man? Your simple action can be just making my bed. Just making my bed, no matter what it is. So you're healing your relationship that you're in. What are you doing? Just making my bed, man. Making my bed. Right? Anything you're working on, you're just making your bed. You're making your bed. You're taking that which was out of order and you're turning it into an orderly presentation.
I knew this guy that used to work for Grant Cardone that told me a story one time. He said, you know, people leaving things unfinished, undone, little things, dishes in the sink, like you were talking about, not making your bed, not picking up your laundry and putting it wherever, like, you know, leaving little things undone is the number one reason for failure. This guy starts telling me, and I'm like, really? Yep. He goes, listen, he goes, when he was working for Grant, he said, I live on the third, fifth floor in an apartment in this skyrise building in Miami. He said, and in the morning when I leave for work, like the elevator stops at every floor because everybody's leaving for work. He's like, so I go all the way down, go out to my car, get in the car. He goes, now I was working on a $270,000 deal, which would have paid me a lot of money in commission. And he goes, I put my car in reverse. I'm backing out of the parking spot. And he goes, and I went, oh, shit. He said, so I pull forward. I put the car back in park. I get out, go back in, get in the elevator, right up 35 floors, go down the hallway to my apartment, unlock the door, walk into the kitchen and go, yep, there's dishes in the sink. And he said, I took the dishes, I rinsed them off, I put them in the dishwasher. I looked around my apartment, made sure everything was in order, made sure it was good, and got back out, went back down the elevator, stopping at multiple floors again, and left, got in the car and went to work. And that day I closed the $270,000 deal.
Right.
Had I left those dishes in the sink, I would not have closed. I am thoroughly convinced I would not have gotten that $270,000 deal.
So this is a yes, and I agree with you. Can we break it down specifically? Because I'd like to share why that happens that way. Because if he hadn't done it, there is a message that is being subliminally presented to him.
Yes.
By the dishes.
Yes.
In other words, the dishes talk. Yes, you heard it on the Ken and Glenn show. Dishes talk. And let me tell you what the dishes say. The dishes are in your sink, and here's what they're saying to you. They're saying, hey, dude, you don't get things done.
Yep. It's the truth.
That's what the dishes say. You don't get things done. And when you get them done, now the empty, beautiful sink says, hey, dude, you're someone that gets things done.
Yep.
And so we're busy reinforcing our own belief systems at all times via our actions. Amen. That's why for years I could never blow off important preliminary activities en route to booking a television series. I'm not joking. I don't want to leave a sink full of dishes to try to go over to Warner Brothers to try to book a lead in a series, because subliminally I've already told myself, Glenn, you're someone that doesn't get things done. You're someone that drives around. This is the very reason I won't let my car gas go below a half tank. That's my version of empty. May sound weird, but it's got psychological ramifications. I want to know that when I get in my car and start it, it is sitting on F or damn close to it.
Yep.
Right? Not to mention, if I do that, I also will never be stuck needing gas in a bad area. That's a safety hint, ladies. Also, gentlemen. But in general, if you've always got plenty of gas in your car, you don't ever have to get stuck. And I don't mean because you ran out. I mean because you're almost out and you realize, oh my God, I've got to get gas. And suddenly you're getting gas based on the place that is the closest to where you are because you don't want to run out. Turns out the place you're now going to get gas is not where you want to be getting gas. It's actually a rough area, and maybe you don't belong there. So this is called think life 2 and 3 steps ahead. Don't just exhaust everything and take it down to the wire and then go, oh, well, I'm on empty. I should probably go do something about this. Because I'll promise you, there is a saying that how we do anything is how we do everything. And there is a tremendous amount of truth to that. So if we know that we have order via making our bed or doing the dishes or doing the laundry, or just things are in order in my life, then all of a sudden we discover that feels so good that we start doing it in every area of our lives. I don't think there's anything better I can do on a day that I'm reading for a lead in a television series than make sure my day starts with a good night's rest and a freshly made bed and a nice shower, possibly a little walk in the morning so that I'm properly energized. And then I hit that room with momentum, baby. I'm not just starting my day. I'm already deep into my day. Even if it's only an hour and a half into my day, but I'm deep into the day vibrationally, meaning I've already started the day really, really well, and Daddy is poised for greatness. I've already got winning expectation generating, and I've already achieved things. I've already gotten things done. Hopefully this is helping somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of...
You got, I mean, look, Megan says up here, I'm going to show another comment of hers, but I was just having an internal conversation about this, and I clicked on Ken and Glenn. That's awesome. She said, I started doing that with fuel too. I think she meant I used to see, or I used to
push it.
Yeah. until the light would come on. I'd tell myself I can squeeze one more errand in.
Yeah,
before
we
I
don't want to do that.
I broke that habit. The mindset of that and meaning of order is meaningful. Amen, amen, and amen.
Yeah, it's
Amen.
almost as though your gas gauge becomes a meter for your life. And no, I'm not saying that as a joke. I really mean it. It's like
Yeah.
you get to tell yourself a story about your life. When you start your car, you look and you go, baby, there's my life story telling itself
Yep.
all over again.
It's true, man. When you do those little things and, and unconsciously you think, oh, well, it's going to be there. I'll catch it on a, but man, no, stop and do it. Complete those cycles, man. Get that stuff done. It is one of the number one things that stops people from success. And again, I'm going to reiterate what Richard Mulholland said, and that is start defining what your victory condition looks like. Most people don't define it. They allow life to just toss them about. They don't really stop and go, you know what? I'm going to have a list of things that I want to accomplish in this life. There are things, maybe it's I want to go see the Swiss Alps. I want to go to Germany and meet Brigitte. Or is that where Brigitte is in Germany? I think she said that. Or I want to go to, I want to take my family on a 10-day Hawaiian vacation or whatever, or whatever it is. But most people just think about it and they don't write it down. They don't put it down on paper or iPad. I use an iPad for everything, but they don't write it out. They don't sit and write it out exactly what it is. What does winning, what is the end result for you? And dude, I personally don't think there's anything more powerful in the world but those two things. Number one, make your damn bed. Make your bed. Don't leave dishes in the sink. Put things in order. Otherwise, everything in your life will be chaotic. And I speak from experience. And
3 times a day. I mean, you can go more if you want. And even once a day is better than none. But an ideal daily diet of 3 times a day. Still yourself. Express some gratitude. Just express gratitude. I'm going to make it real wide open here, Ken. I'm not going to make it specific. I'm just going to say express some gratitude and remember who you are.
Amen.
Right? Just express gratitude and remember who you are. Start your day with an expression of gratitude while you're still on your back, before you even get on your feet, and spend a few moments remembering who you are. And even remembering the intelligence of this precious system in which we play, in which we move and operate and have our beingness. It's beautiful. Go back to that remembrance. You remember when once upon a time you regarded the world as beautiful, but then you allowed it to get polluted with all sorts of imagined toxicities, and so-and-so said so-and-so, and somebody did such and such, and incrementally it has tainted your view of the world, which once upon a time you regarded as beautiful, and you no longer do.
I need you to.
What if it still is? That's my pitch tonight. What if it's still underneath the rubble of toxicity? What if it still is beautiful? And what if people still are beautiful? And we're operating under this film of misperception, this film of doubt, this film of anger, this film of toxicity. And all we got to do is wash ourselves off. And because we are inundated with it in the world in which we live, then it turns out that bathing, and I'm talking about now mental bathing, not just taking a physical shower, although that's fantastic, and I take them every single day. But in addition to the shower you take in your shower, take a spiritual shower, take a mental shower, and shower off all of the lies, shower off all of the downloads of the toxicity and crap which have been hurled upon you, because that's kind of what society seems to specialize in. and declare it to be what it is, which is nonsense, and get back to the truth, which is that we operate within a beautiful system, and each one of you are beautiful creatures. And just remember that, and then go have a magnificent day. And some point during the day, just stop and remember it. There's no right time. The right time is whenever it occurs to you to do that. But develop that as a discipline. Maybe it's 1 PM. Maybe it's at 4:30. Maybe it's at 7:23. Who knows when it might be? But you stop and you go, oh yeah, I'm a player privileged to operate within this extraordinarily intelligent system. How blessed am I to be a part of this? And then right before you close your eyes, because you're getting ready to go into the subconscious realm, we want to be careful about entering that mindset gently and softly and lovingly without a lot of noise. Not to mention, we will sleep so much better when we do that. But just to let it go. Whatever moss I gathered, whatever film I accumulated on my beingness, I am letting it go right now. It is dissolved in this moment. And now it's time to rest. And you know what? That was a good day. That was a good day. We just put that one in the books, baby. We just put that one in the books. And it feels good. That will change your life. But here's the deal. It's a practice. It's a discipline. And it doesn't happen on autopilot early on. Now, later on in life, once you start doing this a lot, it does move largely into an autopilot discipline. But when you're first starting out, you know, we've all heard the saying, desperate times call for desperate measures. It could be that you are in desperate times right now in the matter of your life. And I can't answer that for you. I don't know if you are or aren't, but I do know this. If it's not working, let's just call it that. You never heard me use the words right or wrong. I never said that. What I said is, if it's just not working, then you have to change something. And here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to hope it into existence. That's not what's going to happen. You're going to sit around, I'm just going to hope that it gets, no, it's going to get better proportionate to the actions you take. The decisions you make in this order, decisions you make, actions you take. So you make a decision that I'm done with that. I'm done with that crap. I'm done with that way of being. I'm done with that lack of discipline. I'm done with that toxic habit. I'm done with that terrible relationship. And I'm either going to repair it or let it go. But I'm not going to hang on to it and let it be ugly. And I'm a big enough human to give a big enough damn to do something about it. I'm not going to play the victim here because that's not going to solve a damn thing in my life. I'm going to fix the relationship or let it go. And either scenario is okay, but notice the order I said it in first. Efforts are going to be made to fix first, not throw it away first. I can only do my part, but I can't do my part and their part. So make the effort, a concerted effort, and if it's not working, you let it go so that you can get on with these new disciplines that will, for a fact, create a different outcome in your life. And then you'll realize how eminently formulaic it not only is, but that it's been eminently formulaic all along. Choice, consequence, cause, and effect. That's the world we live in.
Amen, dude. Amen. Glenn's on fire tonight.
I like that Megan echoed what I said when I said it's either working or it's not. I think to me, that's the bottom line question, Ken. And I think that people get too caught up, if I may be so bold as to say, they get too caught up in guilt trips. They get too caught up in feeling inadequate or ashamed. Like I've seen people waste years of their life doing shame. Like, well, let's see. Seems like shame deserves like, I don't know, maybe 22, 23 years we should do that. It's like, it's ridiculous. It either works or it doesn't.
Well,
Is your life working or not?
Glenn, you should drop your mic now. So
it's expensive, Bill. Ken got me to buy one of these babies, and if I drop it, it breaks, and then I got to get another one.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. I think also the flip side of that is you have to pay attention. You have to, if you have a burning desire to succeed at something, it may not be working yet. But I think
Right.
a lot, it's like the story 3 Feet from Gold, man. Like, I think that there are a lot of people who give up before the miracle occurs. Jay Duran, what's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, Jay, thanks for the love, brother. Love
I
right
love
back
Glenn.
at you.
Giving up too soon. I think you've got to dig in sometimes.
Have you seen that cartoon? The guy with the pickaxe?
Yeah, it's from the story 3 Feet from Gold.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's right there, man.
Right there.
He's right there. Like basically one more swing with the pickaxe and he breaks through. And that's the guy that's turned around and retreating.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta give it your all, man. You gotta give it everything. Don't give up before the miracle happens, for sure. And you were talking about you beat the race of 500 million sperm to be here. But here's what's really crazy.
Well, I know it's even bigger odds to specifically be the you that you are.
Be born, to literally come into this world. It is a 1 in 400 trillion chance. 1 in 400 trillion chance. That is like, do you know that the odds of winning the Powerball lottery it's 1 in like 260 million, right? Well, that goes into 400 trillion. I think it's like 1,300 times. We can't even fathom how big, but 1 in 400 trillion chance of you being born, and people sit back and just kind of let life happen. They let life toss them about and react.
And I think the sad part of it, to me, where I get compassionate, is realizing that they grow old and they get liver spots and a bunch of wrinkles and then they die.
Yeah.
And they missed out on what could have been, what might have been, and what it would have taken. So someone say, well, it's just a difference of catching a break. Well, you create your breaks.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to catch a break in life. You do, but you also create those breaks that we catch. We talk about, he caught a break. Well, yeah, he caught a good wave. Well, what I noticed is he didn't catch it in his living room. He went and bought a surfboard and went out to the ocean and got out in the water. That's how he caught a wave.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how the Monday morning quarterbacks of life want to say, lucky kid caught a good wave. Like, well, let's see. He decided that he should go to the beach. He decided he should own a surfboard. He decided to actually get out in the water and not just stay on the sand. He decided to paddle out all the way to where the waves were breaking. He decided to spin the surfboard around and aim it in the direction. And then he specifically shows a specific wave because it appeared to be the one with the most promise. Yeah, you're right. It was just luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
How insane. But you know what? People don't have their dreams come true. Can't wait to badmouth those that do.
That's right.
It's like that's a great way to spend time, is just by being critical of those that go on to design their lives through an increase. I think it comes down to, Ken, in most instances, and when I say most, I mean about 99%.
Yeah.
Increased intentionality. That's it.
Yep.
That's the name of the game. They simply put, they are more intentional in the matter of their lives because to them, it's not a game. It's not a game. And they don't expect life to just show up and be favorable. They realize I'm going to play a primary role in creating a favorable outcome. So here's a thought. Maybe I ought to get with the program. And then you do. What does this say? The higher you climb, can you put that back up? The farther you have to fall. Stay out of the crab buckets. Yep.
Amen.
I like Megan's mind.
Oh, Megan is awesome. She is awesome. Glenn Caldwell, what's happening, brother? Good to see you here, man.
Sounds like it might be about that time, Ken, because I know your late night voice, and we've had a good outing.
We're getting
tonight.
there. You've been on a roll tonight, man. Did acting come naturally to you, Glenn, or did you work at it, or both? And if the
It came,
former,
in all fairness, Jay, it came naturally to me. I started doing it. I was doing impressions as a little boy. I was making crazy faces when I was a little kid, and you know, I started doing plays when I was 11, and that was 50 years ago. And then I found out when I was 15, 4 years into doing theater for free, I found out that someone would offer me a paycheck to do a national television commercial. And then I got paid residuals, and I thought, I like this. I like this. I remember that was my experience. It's like, this does not piss me off, you know? And then a few
oh my God, dude.
a few months later, I did several national TV commercials. And then 6 months after I started getting paid to do TV commercials, I got an offer to do a lead in a movie that was Columbia Pictures in 1975, a movie called Drive-In. Very much. Hey, Ken, I've never asked you to play this, but can we close with this? Because I think it may bring a smile to some people. Can you go to Drive-In on Google, and it will have.
You mean YouTube?
Maybe YouTube. I don't know, but just list it. And there will be, it might even be on sale on Amazon, but it will give you a chance to look at the preview clip. Just go to a screen share, and we will share.
1976.
76 is when it came out in the theaters. Yes.
Bill McGee.
Yes. So I had the lead in the movie, and there will be a scene that we can look at. And I want to share this with our audience. A scene from 45 years ago in my very first film. Drop a 1 if you would like to see that.
Drive-In.
I should drop my own one because I'd like
actually, dude, I just found the entire movie.
Well, we're not going to do that tonight.
On YouTube. Wow.
Really?
The whole thing.
Well, is it? I wonder if it's a good copy. If it's not blurred, then go to that, and I'll just tell you where to fast forward to.
Jay, Glenn, and I go live about 2 or 3 times a week. Like, we go live a lot. Plus, we do the Sunday night Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. But tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm looking. Carolyn. Hey, you keep looking. I'll be right back. I'm going to go downstairs and give her a kiss. And just wish her a happy birthday because she turns 60 years old in about 6.5 minutes. I'll be right back, but look for it and don't start it.
I found it.
But don't start it yet. Just talk about something that's really meaningful. I'll be right back.
Okay. Something really meaningful. Well, wow, look at all the comments. I wasn't even looking. Yasmin. Oh, that's Yasmin. I thought that was Yasmin. I don't know what that means, all that. So I have it ready here. I'll take Glenn out for a second. Wow, what a freaking unbelievable night. Glenn, tell Carolyn I said happy birthday again. I sent her a gift to their house today.
Let's show that video.
What video?
The video that I showed you from when you.
Oh, no. We don't need to show that. No.
Okay.
No. Jay says happy birthday to your wife.
That's nice. Hey, when I was running downstairs, I thought I heard you mention Yasmin's name. Is she here?
No, she's not on. It's a different Yasmin. I don't even know what she's saying. I don't speak of that language.
Okay.
No hable. So sorry, Yasmin. I don't know what you're saying. I saw Yasmin and it has the little tiny thumbnail image there. So anyway, I found that now this is the trailer. It's like a 30-second trailer though, dude. I don't know if
I thought you said it was the whole movie.
I have the whole movie too. We can.
Well, let's
it's
go to
an
the whole
hour and
movie, and we're
46.
not going to watch it. No, we're not going to watch it, but we go to the whole movie, and I'll direct you as to where to go. And I'm
Oh.
going to show you. I'm going to show you the very first scene we filmed, because in features you film out of sequence, and I'll
Okay.
show you.
Hang on. Does that look like it's it right there?
Where are you looking? Yes,
Right here.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. Let me get this to let's go here.
This is
Yeah.
Vern Tallman.
Hang on.
Wow.
This is your very first movie.
Yes, we should do a watch party for this film.
Dude, it's copyrighted though.
You would think the guy that's the star of the movie would,
I understand, but unless you have Mark Zuckerberg's phone number and you can call him and go, "Hey, bro, we're going to be showing my film."
hey, maybe
Do
I can
not
say,
shut
hey,
us
lighten up, Francis.
Hey, if you ever do, would you just say, "Lighten up, snowflake"? I'm sorry. I'm afraid that because what happens, like, just so you know, the reason that copyrighted material gets caught so quickly by Facebook and YouTube are they have embedded tones. They're called DTMF tones that are embedded in music, and only a computer can hear them. And so that's how they do it. They have it running. They know when
why I think you won't get popped, because I don't think anybody's looking up this film. That's why.
Well, it's on YouTube. It's literally on YouTube, the whole movie. So
okay, now wait before you do this. I am going to go downstairs one more time, because I realize that Carolyn apparently is committed to sleeping out the last few minutes of being in her 50s. So I'm actually going to go down there one more time, because it's now 2 minutes away, and I'm just going to kiss her on her forehead and say, "Welcome to your 60s."
Oh, okay.
It's important that I do it, because I'll never be able to have that moment again exactly at midnight. So,
dude, that's awesome.
I'll be right back.
Dude, you have a minute and a half. How long does it take you?
I know.
I mean, if we
let me go do
asleep. Oh, I got you. Okay.
I'm going to wake her with a kiss on her forehead. And you know what she's going to go? She's going to go, "Thank you, honey," and be right back to sleep.
Leilani, oh my gosh, there's Leilani. How in the world are you? I have not seen you in a long time. Excuse me. Bill says the computer is listening at a higher frequency. The computer listens to Glenn Morshower. Right, exactly. What are you doing? What are you doing on here? So we're just hanging out doing the Ken and Glenn show. We do the Ken and Glenn show normally every Friday night, sometimes every Friday and Saturday night. And then Scott McCain does a show with us on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. I'll show you guys while he's doing this, let me show you the video for the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott. You guys ready? Here we go. So that's the intro, outro video we use for the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott McCain, who today I had the honor and privilege of speaking at Scott's. Scott had an event that has been, let's see, it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, called the Distinction Summit. right? Distinction Summit. I got to speak there today, and Glenn spoke there today as well. So that was really, really cool. But we do the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott on Sundays. However, Glenn got a hat. I think I have a hat coming too. My box didn't get here yet though. So Glenn and I met right when the COVID lockdown started. And I saved his business.
And we started, yes, you did. And we started the show on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday is when
which
we
I think
started.
was the 7th or the 12th of April.
Yeah, but you and I had been doing live streams.
Yeah, we'd been doing about a month's worth before that.
we were like going live. It was like almost every night.
Like every night.
We were bringing a lot of motivation to people, man. And so then Glenn, it was your idea to do the Ken and Glenn show.
Yeah.
Originally, you called me and said, "Hey, I want to do a show with you." And I'm like,
well, your good fortune is
TV?
that our names rhymed. Right? Because if you were Bob, I never would have suggested it.
Could you imagine that? The Bob and Glenn show. That just doesn't.
Yeah, but I just, how can you not do Ken and Glenn? You know, it's beautiful.
I know.
All right, I'm ready. Let's rock. Let's do this
Okay.
thing.
All right, ready? Hang on. Let me get back
Hey
here.
guys, you can relax. We're not going to watch the whole movie. I just want to
Okay.
show you.
It's an hour and 34 minutes. Grab some popcorn. Here we go.
You got to go big screen, dude.
County weather
Oh,
station with tonight's
I
forecast.
did.
A weak cold
Can't
front
you go
moves
bigger?
across the Panhandle. So we
Like that.
Oh, no, that's it.
Oh, I just made it larger on my screen.
Well, yeah, you've got to make it bigger.
It's full screen on my end.
Okay.
So I guess everybody can hit that box in the lower
Yeah.
right-hand corner, and it'll go full screen.
There you go.
we
So
can
tell me
expect
where to
be
go
getting
here,
cloudy
dude.
and windy by the
I'll let you
evening.
know.
Temperature in the 50s. I don't reckon you folk down in
Go
the valley
ahead.
ought to start
Keep
worrying about
going.
smudge spots just yet. But if I had a new folk, I'd keep
Keep
him in the
going.
barn tonight. Oh, and there's an 80%
How about
chance
I
of rain.
shut it off so we don't run into
Okay, right
any-
there. There's the first scene of the movie for us. Go
right
back
here?
a little beyond that. Moving forward. Here it comes. Right now.
Right there?
Yep.
Come on, dude. Is that you?
It is.
Oh my God. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Oh, Lordy.
We got to press play.
That is why you got no girl.
Miss Downey? Oh, you're Josh, and she's old, maybe 23, 24.
Well, don't seem to bother her none. Anyways, her husband's off on a pipeline job in Baja, Arkansas.
Now, what is Baja, Arkansas?
Oklahoma.
You know you're late.
They kept us over for sex education.
Oh, you don't need that. You're too young.
So you say I want to know just exactly what I got to do when I finally get to do it.
Comes natural.
Don't neither. Don't seem to come naturally to you. You're still cherry. Ain't. R2, I know I've been watching like a bank guard.
What for?
So I can sidestep all the mistakes you make your first time out. Or in.
I'll go with you.
Chevelle SS, baby.
Wow. And that is definitely wasn't shot with a green screen.
And now you can fast forward through the skating sequence. Even though it's good, it's very good. It's fun to watch, but I want to show you the first day of filming, which is on the backside of the skating sequence. So just go through that. We get out there on all our roller skates, and then the town hot chick comes after me. And this will be it right here. Back it up. This is the first day of filming, October 15th, 1975. The first scene I ever did in a movie is this scene right here. Enjoy
this
it.
right here.
This is it. Enjoy it, my friends.
Wow.
And go
dude.
large screen if you can, Ken, or you guys can do
Dude,
it at home.
it's as large screen as it's gonna get.
Okay, well, those of you at home, you can actually click on that lower right box and it'll go fill your screen.
This
This
they're
is
not
going to
on,
make you smile,
they're
Ken.
not on they're not on StreamYard. They
Oh,
can't
I
do
got
that.
you.
They can go full screen, whatever watch, however. Dr. Bill Janachek is watching it on his big screen TV from YouTube. So
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, he sent me a screenshot of it. All right, ready? Here we go.
You like me?
What? Sure. Sure.
Why did you never ask me out before?
Yeah, how come?
Well, I don't know you all that well.
Likes me better?
We sure do.
Chloe, please button up your blouse and sit up straight, or
Or what?
I'm gonna pile up this here car.
They pink, Orville. Pink as bubble gum.
Anyway, you're Enoch's girl.
Was. Past tense. Him and me's through.
As for when?
About a half an hour ago.
Good.
How come?
We had no relationship. No meaningful relationship.
Chloe, don't
Chloe,
be giving
don't
me
be
any of
giving
those
me
fancy,
those
New,
fancy
York
New
words
York words
from
from
ladies'
ladies'
magazines.
magazines.
What's that mean?
Well,
you're this
You're
town's,
this town's top girl, okay, but
that's not what's
that's not
important.
what's important.
I'd go for a girl so wore braces
As long as
as long
she's
as she's
sincere.
sincere.
Chloe, I don't hold with this talking to you like that. Say the word and me and him will go to fist the city.
It's okay. Orville's just testing my sincerity. I'll bet ever since junior high school, Orville's had a mind of his own. He wants a girl that's sweet, honest, and lovable. A girl that won't give him any hassle.
Orville?
Right.
Yes.
How about you go to the drive-in with me tonight?
Why me, Chloe? I mean, of all the guys.
I think you're sexy.
What?
Sexy.
Now watch when we pull up to the house. Ken, I have had one on-screen kiss in my entire career, and this is it.
Are you kidding me?
45 years ago, I would say that I'm due. So here is my one and only on-screen
And
kiss.
if your brother ain't tuned in on what goes tonight, here, as they say on the silver screen, is a sneak preview. Thanks.
God's gonna get you for that. God's gonna get you for that.
Watch this look on my face. No acting at all. Watch.
God's gonna get you for that. God's gonna get you for that.
That's it, bud. That's good enough.
God's gonna
Oh my god, dude, that is priceless. Wow, wow, wow. And I want to point out the obvious. You had a lot more hair back then.
Yeah, I did. I had some more hair. But I mean,
Dude.
you know, come on, it's 45 years ago.
That
Good
is
Lord.
so awesome, man. Wow.
So
Wow. That's your
now
only,
if anybody wants to refer to my overnight success,
dude, 253 movies and TV shows, and that is your only kiss.
that's my only one, man. We had an almost with Jean Smart where I moved in to kiss her, right? You remember this? She played Martha Logan on 24,
Yeah.
and I moved in, and
And
we're
it was
looking.
you were it was
And
you
it
guys
looks
were,
like we're headed to each other's lips,
I
and I
thought you were.
bypass, go to the side of her head, and I go, "Thank you."
I
Come
remember.
on, man.
It was in the barn,
Come on, really?
standing by the trunk with the dead body in it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dude, why didn't you kiss her?
We actually are the ones who decided not to. It was scripted for a kiss, and we talked about it between us, and we thought that the almost kissed was that much more tempting.
Wow.
We really did. We said, "Oh, it's going to keep the audience going. Kiss her, come on!"
Oh.
And so
And
we
even-
opted for the
And
almost
then the
kiss.
next season, you guys were a couple living in the condo
Yes,
and still didn't have a kissing scene.
yes, but she did feed me kiwi fruit.
That I remember. And
Right.
she stabbed the former president.
Yeah, we referred to that season as the pussification of Aaron Pierce.
Oh my God. That is so
Hey, I've had a
funny.
blast tonight, my
Wow.
brother.
Yeah, dude. Hey, tell Carolyn I said happy birthday. Scott and I are gonna miss you tomorrow night on the Ken
Well,
and
if I
Glenn
can
show.
pop in just for a hello, I will.
That would be awesome.
It all
Um,
depends on what Mama wants to do.
Join us tomorrow on the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott, which it'll be the Ken and Scott show with maybe a guy named Glenn.
Right. Right.
The first, it's still the Ken and Glenn show with a guy named Scott.
Well, I'm glad I'm not tossed out after just one absence.
We're not.
I got to
we're-
keep my streak alive, dude. I've never missed a show.
I know.
So
Neither
even
have
if
I.
I know you haven't. So even if it's just for a couple of minutes, I got to come by.
I did it from the balcony of our condo in Destin, Florida. Remember?
Yes,
I
I know
showed
you
that-
did.
I showed everybody the ocean. I was wearing a wife beater. I'm kidding. I don't know what I was wearing. But
Hey.
I showed up.
I've got one thought. One more thought before we sign off because it's
Okay.
funny now that I think about it. I think this might have been a most topics ever covered in one show for us.
Dude,
What?
we covered a lot.
It wasn't our longest show, but we've done 241. I think we've hit a 3-hour one before.
We have.
But I want to ask you this. With the help of the audience, what subjects have been covered tonight? So I'm going to start by saying one, mashed potatoes and gravy. Right? We covered it.
We did. I
I
can't
agree.
even
So
believe.
now your turn, and then I want others to chime in, and Ken's going to highlight.
Dude,
Just
I
chime in one topic that we covered tonight. I want to
Yeah.
see how many topics we come up with.
I can't. Oh my God, my head.
Come on, it'll
hurts.
take like 3 minutes.
I know, but I'm. You're asking me to.
No,
remember.
I'm only asking
Oh,
you to come up with one.
dude, I'm gonna watch the whole movie, the whole drive-in movie. I can't believe I just found it on YouTube. It's on
Okay.
YouTube.
So come up with one thing we talked about tonight, Ken.
Me?
Yes.
Well, we talked about our main topic that I came up with. It took
Yeah.
us an hour, by the way, to get into
To get
it.
to it. Yeah.
How to get direction in your life.
Yes.
Yes. Here. Okay, making your bed. We talked about that. We talked
Yes, we
about
did.
small disciplines. That's right. Theodora says, "This is the first time I see you, thanks to Corey Calvin. And I have to say, I will not miss you from now on." Oh, that's so sweet. Thank
Well,
you.
welcome, Theodora. We're glad
Yeah.
to have you with us.
Leilani, I love Leilani. She is that woman right there, dude.
Leilani just said the solo kiss is all I can say.
She lives out in LA. She's
That's
amazing.
funny.
Making your bed. Yes, making your bed. The definition of success. We talked about that. The Ken and Glenn telethon. Pick your topic. That's funny. Jay's right. Acting. We talked about acting. Hey,
Megan says, I came in towards the end. Simba, remember who you are. Yeah, I talked about the importance of practicing daily remembrance of who it is and what it is you are, and frankly, where you came from.
And it reminded me of something I wanted to ask you, because it was James Earl Jones that did the voice that said Simba. I want you to do your best James Earl Jones impression saying, Simba, remember who you are.
Simba, remember who you are.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's all the lovely things, blessings. Oh, half full is empty. Yes.
Listen to your higher intuition.
Yep. we did. We talked about
Define
that.
success.
We did. Yep. Great scene with Glenn.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
We talked about gratitude.
We talked about gratitude. Yep.
How long it takes to kiss Caroline on her forehead for her birthday. By the way, she did exactly what I said. I went and I kissed her on her forehead. I said, "Welcome to your 60s, honey." And she looked up and went, "Thank you."
Is she on the couch?
No, she's in bed.
She's in bed. Oh.
But she just said, "Thank you. I love you." And I looked down and she was in a sea of cats. A sea of them, which are all asleep on the bed on top of her. And
oh my gosh. So people are saying they need to watch the replay. We talked about a lot of things. And dude, I gotta tell you guys, like Glenn is a comedy actor too. And holy crap, he was on a roll in the beginning for the first hour. Remember I said, "Oh my God, my ribs hurt from laughing so hard, man." I forget.
Well, I was telling you not to ever ask a Southerner for directions.
Oh my God, dude. It was ridiculous. So, yeah.
Robert sleeps with cats too. He's announcing that he loves sleeping with cats.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for us, my friend.
That's a wrap. Let's do it, man. You guys, hey, to everybody who shared this out, you freaking rock. All of you do. And here we got one last question. How long have you been married? I just proposed to my fiance 5 days ago. What advice do you have for me? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Hang on. Get ready. Here we go.
I got a couple of things for you, Jay, because I know you mean this as a serious question. So in December, because we figure it'll last through December, it'll be 42 years. And we've been together for 44 years. So we got together when we were 17 and 16 and got married when we were 19 and 18. And now we're 61 and 60. So I'm the older. I'm a year and a half older than Carolyn is. But there are multiple answers. The biggest one is to listen to each other. Stay low in the heavy requirement department. Heavy requirements, meaning I'm going to list a couple of things there right off the top of my head. I don't have anything written down here. I haven't logged on to something that I keep on my computer, but from experience, know that turbulence is part of flying and that turbulent times do show up. And it's not about whether or not you hit turbulence, it's about how you manage the turbulence. But the turbulence isn't even personal, meaning you'll have your own turbulence, meaning turbulence between you and you. So since it's inherent with life that we experience our own turbulence from time to time, then it stands to reason that we would experience turbulence with another human being. So do both parties have a commitment to pushing through the turbulence? That's huge. Here's another one. You do not know better what she needs for her life than she knows what she needs for her life. That's important. And she does not know for you better what you need for your life than you know what you need for your life. So when both parties are certain of that, they don't ever try to live the other one's life for them, but rather they support the instinctual commitment to living life well that their partner is practicing, including their shortcomings. They just know that the nature of a shortcoming is that their partner gets up and dusts their butts off and gets back in the saddle and rides again. And that they're not quick to throw out the baby with the bathwater. They don't bail easily. We've had so many opportunities in 44 years together to call it quits. And what it came down to, I can promise you this, is looking at each other and deciding it's not about what you want, but it's about what you want most. That's really what it comes down to.
Wow.
What do you want most? We know you want this and you want that, and maybe you've even sampled this or you've sampled that. Okay. Now let's cut to the bottom line. What do you want most? You're going to run into 4 levels of decision making, and you're only going to, if you're like most people, have education regarding the first level, which is, what do I want, man? I was told in the 70s, it's about what you want, man. Well, yes and no. And if it's only about what you want, I'll promise you that is a recipe for disaster, because there are 3 other levels, and I'll go through them very quickly so we don't get into more late night lecturing. The other 3 levels are simply this. It is about what you want. That's level 1. Level 2 of excellent decision making now realizes that for every choice, there's a consequence. Therefore, it's about what consequence do you want? It's no longer about what you want. It's what consequence do I want? Level 3 moves up to what do I want most? Right? And level 4 is what consequence do I want most? And actually, I inverted 2 and 3. So let me start one more time. It's what do I want? What do I want most? That's 2. Level 3, what consequence do I want? And level 4, what consequence do I want most? And that's not only in your relationship, Jay, that's in your relationship between you and you. That if you actually start from the desired outcome, I use the word consequence, the word outcome certainly will suffice just as efficiently. But if you say, what is the outcome? What is the outcome I want? And I will tell you that for me, and I know that Carolyn would say the same thing, there is nothing either one of us want in our lives more, or insist upon, frankly, more than personal peace. And I learned from the School of Hard Knocks, I'll also admit that decisions that I have made in the last 44 years of my life that have harmed my sense of personal peace, that's what to me is a bad trade. That's a bad decision. And I don't mean bad morally or ethically. I mean, it's bad because it's just not effective. It's not a good trade. So my criteria for whether or not a decision is good for me is, does it cost me my personal peace? Does it cost me that? Because if that's the price tag on the decision, the price is too high for me. Now, by the way, I know a lot of people who have used this approach very effectively. So it does work, is instead of just doing whatever we want in life, I've done what I want. I've done that before, and it didn't work out so well. Some of them did, but others didn't. And that's what forced me into a deeper introspection on coming up with a more efficient game plan. So I've done what I wanted to do in my life, and I've had that work. And I've done what I wanted to do, and I've had that not work. I've had both scenarios. So I don't want to bat 50%. That's not a high enough batting average for me. I want to go higher than that. So then it moved up the scale to, what do I want most? Then what consequence do I want at level 3? And finally, and this is the one I've landed upon, is what consequence do I want most? And work from the desired consequence moving backward. So start to that. Here is the template in my mind and in my heart of what I know I want most. And that means we, because you have a core you, which is together, and then each one of you have your individual lives. So what do you want most as a team? What outcome? And what outcome do you want most in your personal life? And which one does she want most in her personal life? And then get real busy unifying on the same page of supporting one another in creating that manifestation in your life as a team, and also separately, because I have a life that's separate from her, right? We're not appendages. Some people live their lives that way. I can't do it. I know Carolyn can't do it either. So I appreciate the support she has always given me. And I give her the same support for the expansion of her own vision for her life. And my last note, you've got to be willing to give up your precious and highly overrated need to be right. You got to give it up. Being right, you will find over time, is so empty. It's so empty to parade around your house going, well, I was right about that, Because I got to tell you, you're going to be a piece of garbage to live with if your deal is that you're announcing how right you are all the time, right? Because our partner has every bit as much a right to be right. So this idea that you're going to go to war with one another to determine who's more right, that's a recipe for disaster. And you're no longer a team anyway, because you're not supporting one another. You're competing with each other, right? And I think sharing is important too, that you share things. You share and you give up competing with each other. I don't want to be more right than you. I'm not interested in you being more right than me. I don't even want to think in terms of who's more right. I'd like to throw the whole thing in the wastebasket as a concept. Why? Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't friggin' matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to put on your headstone, he was typically, more often than not, he was right. Nobody cares.
Look what Jay said.
Well, okay.
But you can always go back and
listen, if you've got some ownership, that's the other thing. Ken talks a lot about this in his program, is own your behavior.
Yeah.
When you screw up, and that's, again, that it just comes with life, that we all slip and fall short of our own glory at times. I mean, if I ask for a show of hands in this room, raise your hand if you've ever been disappointed in yourself. I already know the answer. I've been, Ken's been, everyone on the planet has done something that disappointed them in them.
Yeah.
So what did you do to recover? What did you do to recover from something you did? Ken, I don't think you've heard this, and I'll end on this. Something I've added to this coaching recently is, how about this? I've heard a lot about people saying, you got to forgive yourself. Okay. And I agree with that. For whatever you've done that you think is in need of forgiveness. I agree with that. Here's what I've never heard, but it is something that I've actually done. And I encourage you to practice this. Every one of you that is ready for a massive breakthrough, it'll probably kick your ass. It'll probably take you to your knees, and a very good chance that it might be accompanied by tears, which, by the way, are beautiful. It's part of the intended plan. But here's what I want at least some of you who are ready for such an assignment to consider doing. Take time to apologize to yourself. Take time to apologize to yourself for making this life harder on you than it needs to be. Take time to apologize for having made choices that were very, very heavy on your heart. Take time to apologize to yourself for things you've said that you regret saying. Just apologize to yourself for that. We know about apologizing to others, and I believe that's very important. It's ownership. Man, when you owe somebody an apology, by God, give it to them for sure. Zero pride. Get rid of that pride. That pride will do your relationship in. It'll do it in. But I'm talking about taking the time to apologize to yourself for not running your life with greater precision and greater love and greater tenderness and greater caretaking. And frankly, the above all-inclusive umbrella word, for not practicing better stewardship, which is the complete caretaking of your entire life. Apologize to you. And you watch if that doesn't change things lickety-split, baby. Like all of a sudden you just feel, I'm not heavy at all. My back is not hunched over from guilt or shame, and I feel cleansed because I just apologized to myself for making life rougher than it needed to be, that I wasn't more careful in my approach. And I'm going to tell you that I couldn't give you a bigger gift tonight than to encourage you to apologize to yourself for how much damage you've done to you.
Yep.
And you have to figure out what the damage has been, because none of us are here to take each other's inventory, but you certainly can take your own inventory and realize that maybe you've been lazy. And I want to apologize, Glenn, for that. Or maybe you haven't taken good care of your body. And I would like to apologize to you, body, for my mistreatment of you. I want to apologize for not drinking more water. Turns out you really respond favorably to water. And instead, I was feeding you Coca-Colas for years. That, by the way, is an example. I don't drink sodas, but, or whatever destructive toxicity.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. You want to show everybody the little cup you have sitting next to you and tell them what was in that, what used to occupy that? No, no.
I didn't say I only drink water.
I know. know.
This was a shake, which
heaven.
I happen to believe is ordained by God. I believe that Chick-fil-A shakes were made by the Heavenly Father. No, I'm not saying get carried away, but this is what I typically am drinking is water.
Yeah.
And so whatever you're throwing into your body, or if you've said something that was really nasty and ugly and the person never heard it with their own ears, I feel like their soul heard it, but go ahead and apologize to yourself for having said that. I'm sorry. I should have taken better care of my tongue, and I didn't. I was reckless. Just an across the board total accountability and an apology to yourself. Because I got to tell you, if you can apologize to yourself, you can apologize to the world.
Yeah, and that, no, it was not a blueberry shake. I turned him on to this. Listen, if Chick-fil-A was closer to where I live, I would have that thing every day. It is a lemonade. What do they call it?
I think it's called a frozen lemonade or something. It's
lemon freeze or something like that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, lemon freeze. There's Joan. Hey, Joan.
Hey,
I didn't
Joan.
even know Joan was on here. So anyway, dude. Hey,
so that's my relationship advice. And by the way, that's not for marriage only. That's any relationship. If you want the relationship to last, and don't yell. Don't yell. It's not helpful.
no.
It's not helpful. And let me ask you this: do you want to be yelled at? I already know the answer. You know you don't. Well, then don't do it. Don't yell at somebody else.
Look at that. Look at that comment.
Yes. So, Michelle, that's exactly it. I am committed to being the gal who apologized to herself. I'm committed to being her. Man, that's the deal.
Dude, this has been, I think this might rank up there. We've had some really good shows over the last, how long has it been? 7, 8 months now? 7? How long has it been? No, not 7.
Yeah, March, April, May. So
no, we started. I think we started in.
We did live starting in March. It wasn't in February. So we did it March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 6. September, October. We're at 8 months.
That's insane, man. I mean, we've been doing this long enough to have had a baby, almost full term.
That was a peculiar reference, dude.
Did you say that was a peculiar?
I said that was a peculiar reference.
I got it. Oh, that is so.
So
funny,
tune in
dude.
next week to see what baby Ken and Glenn actually had. Jeff Christensen described that moment as awkward.
Oh yeah, you were playing my wife earlier. Do you remember that there, Glenn?
Yeah, I was.
Oh God, that's funny, dude.
I was.
Holy crap. All right, listen.
Let's take him out.
Look, that was a peculiar. Oh my God. And Glenn, Glenn is never ready. He's never ready to end. Now Glenn's like, all right, let's take him out. Let's go. Cut. The show just
Hey,
went
by the
down.
way, let me tell you one thing you have to look forward to. 2 things you have to look forward to in that movie. One, you're going to have a flood. You heard me right. A flood in a van that is caused by a waterbed popping.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, because you know what people do on waterbeds. So it's in a van in the 70s, and we all did it in vans.
wow.
So the other thing you have to look forward to is apparently I am a superhero in this film because I snap a knife, not a little
Wow.
table knife. I snap a knife. This guy carries a knife, and I knock it out of his hand in a fight in the movie, and I pick it up and I show it to him so defiantly, and then I snap it in half.
Wow.
And it's solid steel.
And you were how old? 15, 16?
I was 16, but apparently I could
Wow.
snap a steel knife.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
You know,
It's so clearly made of plastic.
I
When
gotta
snap
be
it, it's
real
like,
though, dude.
pop.
I
What?
was just watching that little bit. I was surprised at the depth of your voice. Like you had a for 16, you had a pretty deep voice. I was surprised.
Let
Just
me,
saying.
do you have it or no?
Do I have what?
I want to show you the knife snap.
Oh, I don't have it up anymore, dude. Hang on.
That's what the middle-aged man said.
Oh God. You had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
Let's
I
see.
did.
You said I did. I did. Hold on. I can get it up real quick. Hold on.
And you know what? Jay is going to go, you had to go there, Ken Walsh. You had to
Yeah.
go there, Ken
You
Walsh.
had to go there, didn't you? Drive in.
You got to
Okay,
see see the broken knife. It's too much fun.
Okay, hang on. What car was that? Was that
It's a Chevelle SS.
That's what I thought. I had a 75 Chevelle. Well, it wasn't a convertible though. Okay, so
If memory
Hang
serves me correctly, that was a 72 that I was driving.
Robert Brooker says, cue the chicken dance song. Oh, that's funny. Holy crap.
Hey,
All right,
you guys
just
were-
when we thought we
were
were
great to hang with us tonight. Oh my gosh.
dude, we still have a pretty big audience watching. Look, Jay did it. Jay did it. You had to go there.
You had to go there, Ken Walls. Thank
Oh
you,
my
Jay.
God.
Hey, Jay's kind of becoming our statistician, isn't he?
I know. That's good. We need
We need somebody
statistician.
to lay these quotes out.
We do, man. We need that so bad. All right, so drive in. There we go. Share. And let's go to
And then we'll, you know, what we need to do at some point. We do need to do a group watch of this. It'll be fun.
Look, he said, I can't go to bed. I am all in. That's funny. Now he's supposed to put that in quotes and then put hyphen J Duran.
Jay Doran, that's right.
Yeah. So, okay, hold on.
So apparently Jay must have been a little volatile earlier today, and now he's learning how to not do that or how to do it better next time around.
Well, hey,
brother, we live and we learn, man, and sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
We've all been there, man.
We've all been there. We've all been goofballs, and hopefully we're getting a little bit better at the art of living.
Yeah. All right. Let me. Where is this? Where's the knife?
It's right at the end of the movie.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's too far down.
Well, that's the end.
Right. Hold on. Here it is.
Right there.
Yeah, try that. It's right in that area. No, back up a little bit.
That's what she said. Is this the part? What's
Yeah, play it from there on. That's good.
right in here?
Actually, just go forward slowly. Just go forward, and I'll look at it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Dude, I'm at the part where we were already playing.
No, I know. Keep going. I know this film very well. Keep going. And keep going. Keep going.
Is that Bo Duke?
No, it's an actor by the name of Kent Perkins.
We need to get John Schneider back on the show with us, man.
Yeah, we will. Here it is. Here it is.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is one of the few fight scenes I've had.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Do this fight. Don't you get involved? Get it.
Gang violence. It's frightening.
Say, what's going on here?
Man, I've had a bad day, and every time I look up at you.
Here it comes. Get ready, Ken.
Where's my knife at?
There you go, dude.
What he did to my knife, Spoon. I'd have had him. One more punch and I'd have had him. Hey, you guys. Hey, now come on. Alabama. Y'all get back here right this minute.
Wow, dude.
There you go.
Wow.
All right. I love you, brother.
Love you too, dude.
We so much appreciate you guys giving us a listen tonight.
I want to say one more time, join us. Well, tonight now. It's tonight. Join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you want to cover all the time zones real quick, Glenn?
Yeah, it's going to be Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Every Sunday, the Ken and Glenn Show with a guy named Scott,
where we have a lot of fun. So make sure you join us, and we will see you all later. Thank you for all the shares, the love, the hearts, the laughs, everything tonight. It's been a blast. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you later. Thanks,
blessings,
Glenn.
guys.